What's going on, you guys? Welcome to
Hello.
another HexAsian stream. We are streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and Daily Motion. Let's just get the housekeeping out the way, shall we?
Yeah.
So I suppose I'll put that up there for the algo, and definitely good evening to people in Asia. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. And let's just put this one on as well. Nothing that we speak of is financial advice. Absolutely do your own research. Do not follow what we do. Whatever we do is merely just a suggestion, or rather what we're thinking. But do not do what we do, and do not take our words for gospel. We're just talking heads on the internet. Our videos are purely only for entertainment and educational purposes. Something you wanted to add, Papa?
No. I often wonder if anything I say is worth even listening to. So there's that. So, certainly not actionable items. That's for sure.
Hey, can someone check and make sure we're live? I don't think we are live.
Yeah, we are. We're good on in YouTube. We're good. Yep.
Please don't tell me this is a malfunction again on Restream Pain. Because I can't see.
We are live, but
no chats. Yeah. Absolutely none whatsoever. Hang on.
We got D-Raj on YouTube.
Hang on.
Oh, there we go.
Are we? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
All right,
okay,
cool.
Cool. Just before we do that, just let me do a little bit more housekeeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We usually have a little overlay on the top left that tells us like how many people are on which platform, but I can't seem to get that to work right now. So yeah, I don't know.
Same.
Hey Vince, you're sounding kind of croaky. Should I be putting on a mask while I'm this close to you in the stream?
No way.
Very good, thanks.
Morning allergies.
All that black pine in Southern California, probably.
Yeah, for sure.
I couldn't breathe all throughout junior high and high school when I was living in the valley. Yeah.
Yeah, it's miserable. Well,
that's good.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Looks like people are rolling in now.
We'll just say hi to the chat, I suppose. Hex Squadron, welcome. Let's see, who else can we see on the chat? All right, you know what? Let's probably just kick off. I'm just going to ask, I suppose, probably questions for both Crypto King and Papa. What's going on in Japan? Tell us. What's new?
King, you want to start?
No, you can go ahead. We've had some good weather lately, but go ahead with your news for Japan.
Oh, let's see. I'd agree with that. The weather's kind of nice. We had a little bit of a sprinkle yesterday, moistened things up a bit. But today was beautiful weather all day long. I viewed it from my apartment. Did not go out yet again today. My wife and I just lounged about. It is the Golden Week holiday here in Japan. My children are up in the mountains doing their thing, and my wife and I just have not left the couch all day. We've been kind of doing the little happy dance on the actual couch cushions because Hex is doing really well. We've got other cryptocurrencies in the entire crypto space are looking kind of healthy. Looks like we are continuing on the upward path, but man, we couldn't pick a better time to be getting ourselves ready for this whole Pulse chain launch. I think that Richard has definitely been looking at the market and thinking about what would be the best time to do so, and he's definitely picked a winner, I think. So that's what we're looking at from Japan. How about you guys over where you are in Whittier, Asia, and Australia?
Whittier, California.
Yeah. Not much going on here, really. It's just I'm pretty much just kind of ignoring the outside world around here, and also just kind of excited for the hex price lately, and just kind of strategizing on how to best play this post launch. So, yeah, an interesting bit is my dad has invested in hex through me, and he talked about wanting to take some profits when his stakes are coming due later this month, but I'm trying to sort of he doesn't really understand like blockchain and crypto and all that, so yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a way to kind of convince him to invest in Pulse too, because yeah, he's got a bit of hex, so I think if he rolls some of that over, he'll do pretty well in this next year.
Don't glance over that. I think we're all very curious how your dad sounds when he asks to take profits. Does he like come over your shoulder and says, Vince, get me my damn money out now? How does your dad tell you, without knowing blockchain? Does he tell you like it's an investment on stonks, or how does he really tell you, and how do you have that conversation with him?
It's mostly kind of to well, without saying too much, let's say like some extended family back in Taiwan is having some trouble, so it's more of like a non-critical family emergency type thing that he kind of feels like he needs to help them out in that regard. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he doesn't really, despite my like constant telling him about all the things related to like hex game theory and all that, he's mostly just interested in number go up. So yeah, I feel like he doesn't really even know much about like the market cycles and stuff. So I think that yeah, I'm just kind of trying to tell him that like right now would not be a good time to take everything out. So yeah, it's a bit of a challenge.
Is that even a possibility? You've got a staking ladder, no doubt, right? I
yeah.
mean, without telling specifics, it's not all on liquid, right?
Oh yeah, I don't mean like all of his holdings, but just those particular stakes coming out. So yeah. So that's just my challenge right now, because I feel like I know that he yeah, I guess you could say ignorance is bliss, and he I know that I would have to live with some regret of letting him cash out the majority of his stakes coming due later this month if he chooses to go that route. But yeah, he's blissfully unaware of all the opportunity that he has before him. So yeah, yeah, that's currently my the thing that I'm going through right now. So yep.
Okay. Oh well.
Yeah.
It's always a challenge trying to get family members who clearly look. I don't even know what to say. Like, can you even say they rely on you? Like, literally 100%. Like, sometimes it's actually even worth just staking for them. It's just, I don't know. It's just too hard.
Yeah. Well, it's better than sitting back and watching them try to do it themselves and potentially losing all their money. So.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, because sometimes they can do stupid things like sending all their money to the contract address or something like that. And, yeah, you definitely don't want to watch that unfold. So yeah.
Anyway, that's that.
Yeah.
All right. I suppose it's my turn now. Nothing really exciting going on in Australia. In saying that, I was on leave for a week, or I suppose it's coming to an end now. And I was definitely on an eating spree. I'll probably share some photos if you don't mind.
Oh, not at all.
Good old friggin' sushi. Love sashimi and all that. I think I had that like 3 days in a row or something like that. So
is that the Seaspiracy special?
I'm sorry, why did you say that?
Is that the Seaspiracy special?
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe it is because I'm actually laying up. Yeah, no, you're right. So I went, okay, one last go. No more fish after that. No more.
Yeah. We had sushi tonight as well, and
It's
it was
just too good.
conflicted.
So
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then with whatever that's Yeah, so it's definitely a sushi buffet place. It cost about, I think, for 3 people at least. When I say 3 people, 2 adults and a child, obviously there's only so much a child can eat. Obviously not sashimi. I think it cost a single unstay. So that's nearly 50 US dollars for all 3. That's actually pretty cheap. So we just went back
Nice.
3 days in a row. And yep. It's all there. It's
Oh,
all
salmon.
there. Yep. That's
Egg
creme brulee.
custard? Oh,
No,
creme brulee.
that's actually creme brulee. But for some reason,
Brulee.
the chef has forgotten to use the blowtorch. And
Oh, no.
you can tell it looks like, I know.
That's not fun. It's like a syrup on top then. It's terrible.
It
Yeah.
is. It's horrible. So he forgot. But anyway.
Did you
Almost
tell
looks
him?
like
Did you say,
pudding.
hey, blow this?
The blow.
Blow this.
I'm afraid I'll get a different sort of, people spit in your food when you tell them to do stuff. So no thanks. I'll just say, no, it's great. It's great.
Mm.
This is not mine. This is actually MacD. So that's his weekend.
Hold on a
Starbucks.
second.
What?
Wait, I
What?
got a question. Is that a pager?
There's Starbucks.
No, come on. That's an AirPod Pro or whatever. It's not a pager. Come on.
AirPod.
An AirPort Pro?
AirPod.
What? Airbuds?
Yep.
Earbuds.
Earbuds.
Oh,
or
right.
whatever they call them.
It looks strikingly like an old pager that I used to have back in the 90s.
Oh, you're right. It kind of looks like there's a belt clip on the bottom.
Exactly, because it's
And
sitting
it's
on an
sticking out
off
that
center.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of off a little bit. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And then you get little coded messages between you and your loved ones. 999 means come home or something like that. Whatever your code
You're as old as I am.
Yeah,
That's
I
right.
remember those.
I keep forgetting. It's so funny. Everyone, you should always remember, this is a before and after shot. Somehow we're the same age, middle class and myself. I don't know how that happened, but he still looks like a 15-year-old girl, and I'm still a 80-year-old man. So it's great.
I credit the Asian skin. I've been asked
Yeah,
many
That's gotta be
times
the Asian skin.
before any of my Caucasian workmates, friends, whatever, going to Bali or wherever for holiday, I've always been, coaxed into skin swapping transplant. I lend them with them for 2 weeks, whatever the duration is, and they'll give it back, or they say they'll give it back. So, but anyway, I'm not taking chances.
Skin swapping transplant?
Yep, I don't know what that meant. They just want my skin, and that was it. So I fear for my
That
life
sounds-
every single day.
Yeah. Oh, also, there's the way that the cheekbones are set up are completely different. The West, we have them very low, and it makes us look older quicker. So there you go. Yeah. I mean, Eastern European, sometimes we get it a little bit higher. My grandmother had very high cheekbones. She looked very young for her entire life. But my dad didn't get that. He got it from his dad, and now I look like shit. So there you go.
This is interesting. I don't know what this is, but has anyone had coffee in a refillable? I don't know what this is, but anyway, that was interesting. I had it. It's actually good.
Wow.
It's like a coffee base.
It is. You know how back in the day when we couldn't really get alcohol, or where you can't really buy a bottle, or you kind of have to not just bring something home or somewhere that doesn't look like a bottle, where wine comes in this little thing.
Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they've decided to put this in coffee. I'll put coffee in it. Sorry, I should say. Anyway.
Coffee in a bag. This is Americano hazelnut
Yes, that's what it is.
with Korean writing on it. No doubt. Where were you that you got Korean coffee in a bag?
No, it's the Asian joints. They're everywhere. So every of course you go on a holiday or whatever, and then at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock, you decided I want to eat something, but I don't want fast food. And then guess what? The Asian night's open.
I see. Johnny just, yeah, I saw that. You're absolutely right, Johnny. I'm sorry.
Nah.
It's true. Crypto has aged me beyond my years, especially the bear market. And now with the bull and with Hex, I should be looking, vibrant and go backwards in age, but it doesn't work that way. I don't know.
It doesn't work that way. No.
The lack of sleep now, trying to second guess and draw pictures and things and figure out all about pulse. It's my wife is saying, you look a lot older than you did last week. And I said, thanks. It's pulse.
I just had a sexual connotation the moment you said the word pulse, and I went, I was thinking the reverse. I'm thinking your wife would go, I've never seen you work so hard. It's so sexy. Let's go to the bedroom.
Oh, shit.
Crypto is still not. It's kind of it's not the come hither to the bedroom wanton, let's go baby type of conversation piece. Even in our household, she just says, do what you got to do. I know my steaks don't come out for 10 years. Leave me out of it. And I'm saying, okay, I'm trying to manage all these things for Pulse, right? Because this is the big one. Anyway, what is this thing that we're looking at here with the sesame glaze? Is it a chicken heart?
Salmon. No, it's salmon.
No,
it's salmon with I think it's grilled.
It's a really brown salmon.
Look, in saying that, I actually didn't eat this, so I can't tell you what it is. But anyway, it's salmon.
You didn't eat it?
No, I didn't eat it. My wife did.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so again, sashimi. Of course, I go ape shit on sashimi, right?
Of course.
It cost me 2 on steaks. So
they got so many. So are you in Australia or did you leave Australia?
No.
All right,
I can't leave. Go ahead.
The amazing thing, the difference between this and maybe, I don't know if our resident actual Japanese lady is here. Is she here? I think she is. She's exquisite. Okay, so King, also keep me sane here. In Japan, we don't have. This looks like it's a braised salmon crusted type of, I want to say it's is it tuna again, or is it like a bonito? The one after that, the one that we were just on. 2 forward.
2 forward. Okay.
Yeah, 2 forward. Yeah, one more there. This one. Yeah,
this is Wagyu Tataki.
What?
This is Wagyu.
Oh, Wagyu. Okay, I see. So you got the braised beef with the sesame crusted outside, rolled in sesame seeds.
Yep.
And then you've got this au jus, and then you've got the parsley flourish and some kind of clear glass noodles behind.
It is glass noodles. It is.
All right. None of that stuff is Japanesey. You know that, right?
No, it's not.
None of it. We don't have any of those accoutrements to the actual raw fare. And you may get Wagyu, actually. You could get this in some sushi places. That's true. It's rare. Get it? It's rare. But it wouldn't come with any of these other little things that you get. So it's funny to see the interpretation of Australia. You guys do it up a little bit more.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. So I think you get 2 camps of people. You get you're I suppose very right, liberal if you like, who likes the originals and of originals. You can definitely find those things easy. Hey, just say hi to Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
Yo.
Hey guys, Papa.
Hey, Uncle, how you doing?
King. Doing good.
What up?
What are we? Lost shit. I haven't even eaten yet. I haven't had dinner yet. Then.
Go make something, man. Just come back. We'll be here. Anyway, Diraj was saying I ate dinner 10 minutes ago, and I'm hungry again now. Really?
Well, that means that you had Chinese food for dinner then.
Is what? They're fake? They're cardboard? What is it?
Carbs.
Anyway. That's not my food.
Ooh.
Hey, that's Diraj's food.
That's D-Rod.
What?
Yep. I'm
What?
guessing that's grilled. Was it beef?
Is that a
Kebab.
pat of
Skewer?
Is
butter
that
on
a
the
square
rice?
of butter on the rice?
It is.
Yeah,
it is.
what's
It
up
looks
with
like
Oh my
that.
god!
So it's butter
I've-
rice.
It's butter rice.
Well,
That's
obviously not
nuts.
mixed.
Interesting.
That is
I've never seen that with kebabs before.
Yeah, me neither.
butter rice.
Apparently, they don't go big on the vegetables there. You see the little couple cubes of.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Very
Some-
sparse.
Some
We have-
onions.
Kevin, that's an issue in Singapore, isn't it? That when you get all these chicken rice and char siu rice and all these
Yeah.
other dishes in the hawker shops, hawker stand, you don't get a lot of fresh vegetables. And wasn't it contributing to a lot of bowel cancer in Singapore a long time ago?
You could say that. You could say that. So if you have like chicken rice or like char siu rice, they will just give you a token sliver of cucumber. you know?
Right, right.
So it's just like it's more for decoration
Decoration.
than a source of fiber.
Right.
Yeah. We don't really eat that healthy here, but the food is good.
Oh yeah.
It's good. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So
Coffee.
obviously Melbourne's the cafe capital of the side of the earth, and I think we drink like 30 tons of coffee. I don't know about COVID though, probably less. I'm guessing. But yeah, it's a lot. 30 tons a day.
This
What?
barista has
Yeah, it's a lot.
really.
It's a
30
lot
tons.
of coffee
30 tons a day.
Melbourne. Yeah,
Wow.
the whole city.
Oh.
Melbourne.
The whole city.
Wow.
This barista has made the configuration of a tidy little, I don't know, what would you call that, an elephant testicle type of configuration.
Wow.
It doesn't look much like the
What?
heart or the leaf. It's just kind of a squashing in the rounding of it. Yeah, elephant
Yeah,
testicle.
only Papa can see the elephant testicles in that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta see that. Yes.
Only a slick few. Oh, what is
What?
that? What is that?
So,
Cheese?
No,
French toast?
this is
Cheese
actually
sticks?
okay. French fries or
French
chips,
fries?
but they were cooked
chips.
in garlic oil,
Oh
Whoa.
god.
so which is
God.
very very different.
Oh, hence the
And clearly
color.
you can tell. Yep, and therefore and they only give you 6 sticks, as you can tell, which is
More
by
than
no
you
means-
deserve.
yeah. So, and the sauce is I don't know what the sauce is, but I do know there's truffle in it.
Oh yeah.
So
Minced truffle. Yeah.
yeah, the whole thing over here you're looking at. You want to make a guess on the price on this one dish?
Oh god.
With truffle?
$6.
No way. No way.
$25.
No, it's a bit too much. So I'd say it's about 16.
20. Oh.
16?
16
Yeah,
16 Australian dollars.
Yep.
Aussie?
Yep.
16 Aussie is like $12. Mm.
US probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
$2 a stick.
Wow.
So,
That must be black truffle shaved on top then, if I'm going to pay that much.
it
Yeah.
is.
It's,
It is.
But that's mayonnaise though, isn't it? Like it's a truffle
Yeah,
mayonnaise?
it's just Yes, it
Oh
is.
god, get out of
Mayo.
here. Forget it.
I know.
Now pass.
I know. I'll only try it once, and I'll not probably come back ever again. But I just figured, why not?
yeah, just for the experience.
That's it.
So you got 2 kids or 1 kid, middle class?
I've got 2 kids, so they can't.
2
eat
kids.
the world
All right.
beat-
So
yeah.
Mm.
so mom and dad each get 1 stick and each kid gets 1 stick and you leave, right? Is that the
and
deal?
then we fight over the scraps.
Fight over this guy. The kids get to lick the dish.
Death match.
Oh, mayonnaise. I love it. Here's more mayo. Great. Excellent. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
It just reminds me of your Mayo story, Papa.
Right. It does. It's exactly what it looked like.
Oh gosh.
But this is actually what, ice cream or dollops of what, custard or what is that?
Yeah, so the little white pieces are custard. Obviously, the green one is actually a waffle. It's a pandan waffle.
Oh yeah, the
Oh, yeah. Panda.
So that's why it's green in color. It's definitely not
Yeah.
coloring. It's just natural. And
Yeah.
there's ice cream on the top. The ice cream is actually yam ice cream.
Yam. Okay.
Yeah.
And with obviously some kind of baked almond thingo on the top with some poisonous whatever flowers on it. So
It looks like is that a viola?
Poisonous
I think it is.
flower.
Poisonous flower. Or is it a sweet pea, maybe? That is poisonous, by the way. If it's a sweet
I have
pea.
no clue. No, it won't be, but I have no clue. They don't say what the flower is anyway.
Please don't eat it.
Oh no, we ate it all. So I'm
You
still
ate the
alive.
flower?
Yep, I'm still alive. So
Right on. How much was this, by the way? How much was this one? Just so we know.
Good point. This one is $18.
Oh,
It looks like it's got a lot more care in it
Yes.
to make it than the
Then the
pieces of sticks of
the
chips.
sticks
Yeah.
of chips.
16 or 12,
The flour.
12 and 18.
18. That's it.
Okay, I think I'd rather have this one. Yeah.
Yep.
Most of the cost probably comes from the flour.
And this is not even the mains. These dishes are entrees. That's all it is. I had 2 entrees and I was out of there.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know why this is here, but
Really, yeah.
It's quite funny actually.
That's good. It's a very clean
I'd give that a
joke,
10 out of 10.
Yeah, that's good.
so yeah. I think, hang on, just let me see. There's a bit more going on. So yeah, I've been to a Thai place, and this is the dessert. So it's just tasteless. This ice cream is actually tasteless. It's not even sweet. It's like I don't even know what it is.
Why?
I don't know.
Tasteless
bother?
ice cream?
It is not sweet. It is not
it's
sweet.
not
It just feels milky, and that's it.
Yuck.
So, yeah.
Is it
and
made out
that-
of coconut or is it proper cream?
No, I think it could just be cream. It could just
Yuck.
be
Cream.
the coconuts in. Yeah, the coconuts. Well, come on,
Cream. It's just cream.
Cream.
not
cream.
that sort of cream.
Not
Anyway.
pulsy cream. No.
No.
Oh,
The coconut's
God,
obviously in the
Oh
bowl.
god.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Ew.
Just talking about other shit before you came on with
Of course you would go there.
Louis. Yeah, anyway.
Oh no. No.
Pulse cream.
I don't know the name of the dish.
Oh my god.
Giant fried chicken.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
it
this
is.
one.
This is larger than. It's probably the length of 2 palms. That's how big it is.
It's
Length of 2 palms.
Yep. Length.
Palm
like
tree.
that,
Wait,
like that.
palms like your hands, right? Like that.
Like
Yeah.
sorry, I probably
So
So
it's
it's that long.
Whoa,
makes
that's
sense.
long.
That's really long.
All right.
So that's what it's called.
Ridiculously
oversized.
oversized.
Yeah, and you can see in brackets because why not?
why not?
They pound it into the size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3%.
It's usually
Hey.
about a 15-minute wait.
King would know about pounding to size.
Lol.
Okonomiyaki. Wait a minute. Is this like a packaged, pre-done okonomiyaki that you?
Yep. Because I
Okay.
couldn't find any food, so the Japanese bakery was the only thing that was open for some reason.
But we don't have okonomiyaki in Japanese bakeries. This is wrong, man.
I know, this is
Okonomiyaki-
Yeah.
So wrong.
That is
Look at that one.
but
Wagyu beef curry bun. What?
Wait. Check with D-Raj whether or not the words beef and curry go together. Oh,
I don't
they
know.
do
If it
not
does-
go together. You don't have a beef curry. Come on.
you
It's like having a pork bagel. Come on, this is not right.
Yeah.
Wait, you missed D-Raj's comment about the chicken.
Oh, yeah, bring that up.
Oh.
for sure.
Yeah,
Not-
there you go.
Good point.
Yes.
Loaf of bread. Actually, did I even show this? No. Yeah, no. This is the breakfast in the hotel, which comes part of. So every morning,
fancy.
We just go downstairs and just say, "What's your room number?" And then just whatever.
So they serve this to you, or you made this?
Oh no, they serve it. Damn, I'm not gonna make shit. It's my holiday.
What are we looking at here? It looks like brown material of some kind.
Nah, that's just mushroom. So it's just mushroom
Mushrooms.
with just on sourdough
Mushroom
toast.
toast.
And I think on the other side is poached eggs and some hollandaise sauce, and that's really it, which you can't see.
All right. A little brunch.
Yep, and this is French toast, just dazzled with fruits and maple syrup on the side, that sort of thing.
For those of you watching and wondering why we're going through so much food, well, the answer is that Asian culture, especially that I can speak for, is so involved in food. From an early age, Asian kids just watch TV and every character is eating food. Every talk show host is eating some kind of food and saying, oh, this tastes wonderful. It tastes very creamy or very good. It's like a piece of lettuce that's been taken from a field. They eat it. They say, oh, I've never had lettuce this crunchy before. It's so cool and so crisp and nice. And it just doesn't make any sense to the Western, eye. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? It's food. We just, get a burger, eat a burger. We don't have to talk about a burger. But in Asia, we always have to talk about food. Everything food.
Yeah.
Lots of food.
Yeah.
Whatever food comes to your table, no one touches it first. We go around with our ritualistic photo taking sessions.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it goes on social media, and your family will know exactly what the hell you had for lunch, breakfast, dinner, and snacks and whatnot.
It's terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is. And if the photos stop flowing, you either died, stop eating, or someone's hacked your account. So take your pick.
Boy.
Or you're just fasting.
Which never happens.
Vince, that's good.
So,
Is your
that's-
acai bowl?
No, it's just oats, yogurt, and mix.
Acai.
No, it's not. But anyway, obviously go carbonara when you go to an Italian restaurant.
Carbonara.
Wow.
Which,
Wait, if this is how they're served in order, I think I'm going to be sick. But okay.
why? Tell me why? No, tell me.
We went from mushrooms and eggs on toast to what was the
Oh,
last
not in that
thing we-
order. Okay. no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that if I'm
Yeah.
eating these are the courses, I think I'd be sick to my stomach about now.
No particular meal order.
No,
Yeah,
not in any
okay.
order. I should probably mention that. Yeah, but anyway. Yeah, so overpriced carbonara, $25.
For a couple of noodles, a bit of
Yep.
raw egg, and some bacon.
Yep, pretty much. And
Okay.
I just want to know. I just want to know if it tastes any different from me making it every week for the kids.
Ugh.
And clearly, no, nothing's different except this one's
No,
boiling
nothing's-
hot. So,
Mm.
And
Al
and you get to
dente.
pay for it.
yep. So that's just pumpkin soup of the day or something or whatever the soup of the day is. It's pretty good. That one's actually good. I
Ooh,
actually don't
pizza.
know what. Oh, this is prosciutto. So prosciutto on the
Yeah.
top, and rockets and whatnot,
Nice.
and that's it. So they're pretty thin. So when I think they actually use a proper pizza oven as opposed to an industrial oven where you just burn the shit out of
A brick.
everything, right?
A brick oven.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what they use.
Mm.
So you pay
What's
for
that
that
pink
luxury.
beverage?
That's,
Lemon lime. No, no.
7-Up.
Lemon lime bitters.
Lemon lime bitters.
Yep. Have you heard of that?
Lemon
No.
lime bitters.
Really?
Ooh.
You haven't heard of that?
Neither
Hang
lemon
on.
nor lime are pink. And then
Hang on,
you
hang on,
imagine
hang on. I'll bring it up.
The bitters. Bitters is pink.
the bitters is pink. Okay. All right.
You can buy this,
Okay.
and it's a very
Hex and
common
Excess says, "Where's the pineapple on the pizza?"
Oh,
I think we found our first ban-worthy toast.
No.
I can't
I
stand
can
pineapple.
hear the
No.
angry Italians now.
I lived in Hawaii and I can't stand pineapple on pizza.
No.
So Schweppes make it. So if you can find Schweppes, you'll find it. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
And if you've got mint leaves, throw them in there. They're perfect. So they're a good mixer. You can mix them with anything.
Okay.
They're good.
We don't have that by label in
Really?
the States, I don't think. Do we?
No.
I think
We
the
also
only
don't have
Schweppes
ginger
thing we
beer.
have here is ginger ale. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
And tonic water. Tonic
And
water.
tonic water. Oh,
Yeah.
which reminds me, I need a drink.
Go get something there. No, look, I was about to say, like, we can buy this in the supermarket. The whole thing is only $1.
Hmm.
So, yeah, if anyone wants one, I'll probably ship to your houses if you want to.
Yeah, no.
No?
Don't offer to ship lemon lime bitters to people's houses. You'll be spending like $20 a person,
Uh,
Nah, it's just for good fun.
and then it'll get caught up in customs.
Yeah, spot on. It's probably an Aussie thing.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I've never seen it anywhere else.
Also, ginger beer. You guys like ginger beer?
Yep. Good old
Yeah,
ginger
we have
beer.
ginger ale, but I don't see ginger beer in the States or Japan.
Anyway, that's that. Let me just make sure that's the last slide, and that is nothing to do with unwanted content. No, I've got more to go apparently. So traditional cakes, if you've never seen them, if you're an Asian boy growing up in Asia or whatever, these cakes bring back lots of memories. So that's that.
Triangle cake.
Yeah.
It's just named after a shape.
I know. How not creative are we?
yeah, very original.
Yeah. 三角形蛋糕, right there, literally. It just says exactly what it says.
3 angles.
Yeah,
Oh,
pretty
pineapple
much.
cakes on the bottom there.
Which one?
Oh, it's a sponge cake thing. Never mind.
No, they're all, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just, so, yeah, they used to cost like, what, 10 cents or something back in the day. And now it's like, obviously, inflation, $2 or whatnot per slice.
There you go. There you go. The
Take inflation
inflation
for
rate.
that.
You see?
Yes.
Yep.
You need to have Hex to be able to keep up with your triangle cake prices.
There you go. If that was a measure of whatever. But anyway, yep, definitely a Peking duck. Yes, Beijing Koya, definitely.
The ducks.
Just a shot of Chinatown in
Peking
Melbourne.
duck.
Whoa. Is that your kid's arm?
Yes, it is. Clearly not my baby hands. I've got
Yep.
diamond hands.
Yeah. Your kid is going on an acid trip. He's like, oh, I can see my trails in my hands.
Yep. Is that the last thing? Oh, yeah. Sapporo, I suppose, in a pint, going in circles
Sapporo beer.
on a sushi train. Have you seen that before?
Yeah.
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 And I wonder why no one would stick the fingers on that thing,
Oh,
or
the
it would
kaiten
spill when it
sushi
turns a
thing.
corner.
Yeah.
That's not a real beer, though. Isn't that a plastic one?
Nah, you got it right. It's plastic.
It's a plastic.
not real.
Okay. It looks nice and cold, but look at the condensation down at the bottom.
Yeah, I know, right? No,
It
but
looks
it's not.
real enough, yeah, but no, it's plastic, yeah.
Cool. Anyway, that's it for me.
Sweet.
Boom.
Nice.
Looks like you've been having a good time.
And it's back to reality for the next 6 months, I hope. We all hope. And we should be, I don't know. This is just a thought. I think we should be meeting each other for lunch in various countries in our private jet, which would cost us, I don't know, a daily interest in Hex, you think?
That
Well,
sounds about right.
Uncle Kevin's interest or Vince's interest, my interest could maybe afford the, not even the upgrade. How's that? I'd just be sitting in steerage on the regular 777 to get to Australia.
I hope it's not the max.
Not yet.
I think it's Air Philippines, maybe. Without like no TV and kids jumping all over the place. I think I heard a goat once on Air Philippines.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was the nastiest flight I've ever had on business.
What?
It felt like I was on a junior high school school bus. It was like that. It was like really nasty, bumpy, old gear. Didn't see any flight attendants the entire trip. There was nothing. Basically, bring it yourself, and that's it. Yeah. There you go.
I have no words for that.
Have you ever traveled on that airline?
Can't say I have.
Yeah. Please don't. D-Raj knows. He's already laughing because he knows that I made a mistake that time. He's like,
Probably.
nobody ever travels on that flight. I would never take that.
Probably the worst one I had was Garuda.
Garuda, yeah.
Garuda.
Yeah.
The
Indonesian airline. Yeah, it's just felt like the plane was going to fall apart on takeoff. You know.
What?
Nice.
Yeah. Just like the yeah. Okay. I shall not talk about the submarine. Okay. Anyway.
No.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
Forget it. Okay. Next.
Good old Mr. Buffett has figured that we have inflation, so I don't know, guys. Like, obviously, when he says something, it's obviously old news. Like we know that from day one.
Old man, old news.
Yep. He's always late to everything.
Yep.
Still makes a shit ton of money, though.
Sure, but
He got bailed out by the American taxpayer. If it wasn't for us, he'd be bankrupt.
Yeah. Wow.
Righto.
Don't forget rat poison squared, right?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And by the way, Mr. Buffett says he doesn't like Bitcoin because you can't have a Bitcoin and it yield a whole bunch of little Bitcoins. But obviously, he hasn't heard of DeFi nor Hex, and he hasn't come out with a statement saying, "Well, this Hex thing really beats the crap out of anything I've seen in terms of revenue." So it has quite the yield. I endorse it wholeheartedly. I think we should reach out to him.
He can't do that. If he does that, then what the hell's his company for anyway?
Well, they can take Hex under their balance sheet, and Richard will help him with that.
He owns Wells Fargo. That bank.
Oh, the Devil's Bank. Yeah.
Devil's Bank. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the documentary on Wells Fargo and Dirty Money on Netflix? You really should.
Oh yeah, that was a really good episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the
That
one
really
where
made-
they created tons of fake accounts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. I lost. They lost me as a customer for life because they took a few $100s from me on a free checking account. And at first they said it was an error. Yeah, they don't offer. Back in the day, I went to LA. My wife is Japanese. I said we got to get a joint checking account. I know that it's a normal thing now. You're not going to yield interest, but I'd like to have a free checking account. They said, oh, we don't have free checking accounts. I said, what? I can go across the street to Chase and get myself a free checking account. In fact, I have one. Why would I want to bank with you if I can't get a free checking account? Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a bank account, but then every month you've got to send the money into the money market fund, and then automatically at the end of the month, that amount will flip-flop and come back into your savings account. Thereby, you will be able to have a free account. Of course, you have to have two of these financial instruments to be able to do that. And I said, you're telling me that I'm going to set it and forget it? Yeah, no problem. Set it and forget it. Excellent. Okay, great. All right, great. Thanks a lot. We set it up, got the card, got the bank book, got everything, went back to Japan. 9 months later, I get a statement that says that I'm overdrawn and that I owe them $150. And I said, guys, I put in $500 in this account. Come on, what's going on? Oh, there's a problem with the way we set it up. Sorry, sir, we're going to undo that. We're going to pay you back all your stuff and your penalties and all this other stuff. Damn straight you're going to do that. Okay, that got taken care of. 9 months later, got the same letter in the mail. But this time, the person that set up the account was no longer with the company. And the manager said, no, we're not going to do anything for you. And I said,
Wow.
what do you mean? I said, no, it's done. You should have been paying attention to your statements. And I said, there's precedent made. You're telling me that you're not going to pay me back my $500. Yeah. And you're also going to ask me to pay you another $150. Yeah. I said, okay, you lost a customer, not only from me, my family, but everybody else I can tell in the world for the rest of my damn life. Goodbye. Take care.
Mm.
That's my Wells Fargo story.
Mm-hmm.
Evil bank, if you call it
Yeah.
that.
Well, there you go.
Mm.
There you go. And I can't get out of these shit. Don't worry. All right. Now, this is ETH USD all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
Barely touched $3,200, I'd say. Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
Mm.
And the Hex is touched previous all-time high. Retraced ever so slightly, just over 2 and 1 cent. Actually, that's good. Because I remember when we started, it was just
Close.
slightly under 2.
To 0.22.
Let me look at the hourly chart. If you don't
Well,
mind.
we hope.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I think we can. If this keeps up, I think we can close above. We can set a new all-time high on the close tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
So the daily all-time high is 2.2 cents.
Mm.
Yep, we are at 2.1.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you're right.
it's the thing of beauty, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's look at that.
Yep.
Has the God Whale done another buy?
That is a good question.
So I looked that up quickly and see if he's done something. He didn't buy that much. I think he did like 6 figures or something.
Yeah,
Like
he bought,
40 ETH worth, I think.
yeah, 40 ETH. Let me see. Did he buy anything? Oh.
Huh?
No.
Mhm.
He bought more synthetics.
What?
Yeah, he's very big on synthetics. Our six God
Okay.
Whale.
Right.
Benny Bills has a good one right there. He says you can just ask Vince. He's right there.
I wish.
You like synthetics, Vince?
Yeah.
No, he's the Whittier whale.
He's buying up Main Street as we speak.
Well,
He does
maybe
that
on
with his
Upland,
daily interest.
but not in real life.
Upland comes the Whittier. Oh, my God.
Oh God, no.
Not gonna happen soon, man.
It's funny, but I'm getting no revenue from passing past Whittier.
'Cause no one ever.
Oh God.
The only utility of note is the rendering plant at the outskirts of town.
The what?
The
Rendering.
beef rendering plant.
Oh my God.
Please
We
don't tell me
boil
that's
more
where my
bones than
Wagyu
anyone
comes in.
else. We're Whittier. Bandini Mountain on the other side of town. Isn't that true? Is that in Whittier? The Bandini Mountain?
Mountain View. Yeah.
Is that right? Is that in San Dimas or where is Bandini Mountain, you guys? And Crypto King and Vince should know this. The big mountain of cow turd.
Yeah, I know. I'm familiar with it. I just don't remember where it's located.
Big mountain of cow turd?
Oh yeah.
Mountain View.
No.
Yeah,
It's in
where-
Commerce.
Commerce. Okay.
Yeah, it's in Commerce.
Is that like tourist attraction?
they used to ski down it. Yeah.
Oh God.
Do you remember those
This is-
commercials?
Yep.
I don't remember this from back in the day.
Okay, so
Must
they ran commercial for fertilizer, and they would always have some ungodly sport going on this mountain of cow poop, and they always start the same way. Say Bandini Mountain, and then they'd have someone doing something stupid off of it, like skiing or
Terrible.
And yeah, there you go.
Oh my God. Okay.
Hopefully they didn't fall and face plant into the manure.
Oh, they did on the commercial too.
God.
Yeah, you got a whole mouthful of it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bandini is the word for.
Did you just find it?
Yes.
Can you put it?
Where's it located?
Okay. Hold on.
Oh, you got the commercial.
Yeah. I
Oh, yeah,
found
there
it.
it is.
Southern California.
There it is.
Your man is Jack Stefanino.
Stefan.
There it is.
Jack Stefan.
Fix any household problems. Just charge it. Your man is Jack Stefanski.
Stefan. Jack Stefan.
Jack Stefan.
Service 7 days a week. Call your man Jack Stefanovich.
Stefan. Jack.
Stefan.
I remember this.
Call your man
Yeah.
by telephone. Jack Stefan.
We're in the white pages.
What?
Yeah.
What was that?
I wasn't
Okay.
Bandini.
That has nothing to do with
Okay,
Bandini.
this
Oh,
one.
there it is. There it is.
Here we go.
Days to go where only cows have gone before.
That's-
Bandini is
Oh.
the word for.
There you go. It's a word for fertilizer.
Oh my God.
That's real. That they really did do some ski contests on Cow Fertilizer Mountain.
Oh God.
Only in Southern California.
What is that?
What's going on here? What are we watching here?
I think it's just titled Bandini Mountain.
Are they just riding on
Riding on a-
Bandini
on a
Mountain?
buggy.
You're just riding it on a golf cart or something.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
is Bandini. Look at it. That's yeah, that's weird. And I
Oh
wouldn't
my
be lighting up a cigarette on Bandini Mountain with all that methane all around, right? Stupid morons. They're gonna blow themselves up.
Oh my
Turn it
God.
into a Bandini volcano.
What did
And
they
they were
do?
never heard of again. Stupid morons.
Okay. That's enough.
Okay, enough of this. Let's get rich. Come on.
Okay.
That's it. Speaking of getting rich, we've got whales.
Whales,
Before we-
lurking,
Hey,
no-
whales.
Yeah. Before we break into the whales hour-long, I guess it's
Art.
gains porn. Just one thing I want to tell everybody about Pulse. May I tell you about that for a second? I have the public service announcement.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whales, you there? He's not even here yet. He's kind of
Yeah,
half
just-
here. All right.
Just go ahead, Papa.
All right, the one thing I think a lot of you are hearing a lot of noise, and it's good. It's well intentioned. It's true. You can really take this advice that you're hearing from elsewhere, whether or not it's financial advice or just friendly advice or not advice at all. The idea is that there's a big benefit for the community if you were to when you go into the sacrificial altar or chamber, before you contribute your tokens in there, if you have them in any other token, fiat or in any other tokens, BT, USDC or Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever you have, you intend to go into the sacrificial layer, then definitely buy Hex first is a good idea, but that's not what I'm talking about. I want you to be conscious of the fact that if you have some tokens that you've been sitting on since before they rose up in this bull market, for Ethereum, for example, if you had a $200 purchased Ethereum back in the day, which was about a year ago, you could have gotten it for $200. If you just simply say, hey, I've got all these ETH, I'm going to just send them to Hex, swap them to Hex, and then I'm going to sacrifice them on for Pulse. By the way, this is not financial advice. This is not tax advice. This is not any advice. It's advice that you go and talk to your tax professional. But think about it for a moment as well. Use your common sense here. If you were to take your ETH that were purchased at $200 and you sacrifice and you bought Hex, that would be a taxable event. And that would mean that you would actually have to pay taxes on a gain of what? ETH is like $3,000 now. So $2,800 of gains you'd have to pay taxes on. And if you bought that in less than a year ago, you'd have to pay short-term capital gains on that. And that's a difficult pill to swallow. You could avoid this by planning accordingly. Again, talking to your tax professional to do so. If you have fiat, brand new fiat, I would take that, purchase ETH or USDC, and then swap it to Hex quickly so that there's no price change. If you want to gamble that Hex goes up considerably, you could hold on to the Hex and then you sacrifice it, and then you have no problem because your cost basis is at the price you bought the ETH for, right? And then the Hex for, and there should be a nice current high tax basis or cost basis, so you don't have a big tax impact, or cost basis, so you don't have a tax impact just hopping from the two and then going into the pool. And that's the way it's viewed by the IRS, to the best of my knowledge. And again, it's not tax advice, but the way I view it is, you're safe or I'm safe when I think about it. When I buy USDC, I convert it to Hex immediately, and then I sacrifice it immediately. I have no problems with that. It goes from my dollars in, and it is contributed to a pool, and it is gone. Now, there is another interesting way to view, another way to consider this. And again, you have to check with your software like Coinly or your tax accountant or whatever you're going to deal with. But my calculations through Coinly would suggest that if you did have some ETH or BTC that you've had this huge paper gains on, and you contributed them directly into the sacrificial chamber or lobby or altar, whatever it's going to be called, then you could be contributing all of that gain, the paper gain, into the pool. And when you do that, that's not a taxable event. And just thinking a little bit about it, it's possible that when you are granted Pulse for X, at the time of the disbursement of Pulse, if it is at a near $0 value, you effectively have taken a loss because your BTC had paper gains associated with it. And now it's been contributed to the pool, and now it's come out the other side, back into your wallet with no expectations. It's been effectively done away with and replaced with this zero value token. And then we start again. So it could behoove you, again, to talk to your tax professional and work this out with them and figure out whether or not that is a effective loss, or at very least, it's a non-taxable event when you contribute your tokens to be sacrificed. Again, there's two ways. One, nice new dry powder swapped into the system and over to be sacrificed immediately on the day. So your cost basis is high and it's consistent throughout when it's contributed to the pool. And two, if you have some tokens that have appreciated considerably in value, contribute them directly to the pool. Both ways, I think you're good to go. This is only my theory, and I want to start, telling people about this. If anybody finds that this is not to be true, please also be vocal about it. Please DM me or whatever you have to do to reach out to the gang here and tell us what you found, because right now we seemingly have very little time to get our act together, right? Richard has laid down some hints that it's either 1 to 2 weeks away or 1 to 2 months away. We can't really tell it at present, but it may be on us pretty soon. So we should really get our story straight and share the information to the best of our ability. Don't be shy. Talk to your CPAs and read your tax code as Wales Only does, and figure out exactly where we would be on that. Yeah, so that's what I want to share today. Thanks a lot, guys, for doing that.
Thanks.
Any
Malcolm.
ideas?
Great.
That's great. Yeah.
Great
No,
thing for
should be
me.
good.
I mean, it sounds pretty straightforward. I mean, it just depends, right? That's the biggest thing. It really, like, that's the thing about taxes, right? Like, you really have to understand it all depends, because you could literally move, unlike everything you just outlined, and it changes the whole scenario, right? Like, one thing can change the whole scenario. This is why it's very difficult to talk about taxes. This is why when I tell people about taxes, the only thing I can tell them is you need to read and you need to do your research, because the general assessment, while it can be correct, it cannot fit, the specific person just because of one small thing that they did, and poof, right? Because again, you have to understand what the code says. You really have to understand what it says, because that's how it works. It's not what they tell you, it's what it says. Very, very emphatically, I'm letting people know it's what it says. It's not what they tell you. Just like any other federal document, right? It's by what it says, not what they feel like telling you. That's not how it works. So do your research, read, right? While everything sounds good and it sounds copacetic, you have to be 100% sure if you're worried about it, right? Because people seem to be worried about it. So you have to do your own research. Everything isn't going to apply to everybody the same. And that's the thing that people have to understand. Even if you're within the U.S., right? If you live in New York, your taxes are going to be different than if you live in Wyoming. So you just got to be aware of that. Like, talking about it from a general perspective is fine, but just be aware of the fine details within your jurisdiction, because they matter, especially if you're worried about it. So that's all I have to say about that. I mean, I feel like I say that every time, but it's for a reason. Really sit there and look at one thing versus the other. It matters. It matters, because if you're worried about it, then you should worry about it correctly, not incorrectly. So that's the only reason I'll say that.
I like that. Try to worry correctly. That's what I'll tell
Right.
my friends and family when they complain about me complaining.
Right. I mean, it's true though, right? Because what if all these things you're worried about don't even apply to you just because you think they do, but you didn't actually read the IRS code or whatever tax code is applicable to you? It's very, very important to do that, because if you don't, then guess what? You don't actually know what you're doing. You're just giving money away, right? And a lot of people do that. I mean, even people with entities, right? How do certain entities get to not pay taxes and other do pay taxes? It's because they don't read. Plain and simple. Because everybody has the same ability to do the same things. So, that's just what it is.
Sounds good. Wales, do you want to do your charts, or we can go for?
Yeah, we can do them. But we can do them. I'm ready. So it's all good.
Okay.
It's all the same stuff from yesterday. Yeah, because nothing's changed in the last 12 hours. So I'll get started right now. No worries.
Cool.
Give me a second. Give me a second, guys. Still dealing with the retards at work. All right.
And by the way, audience, if you missed Wales Only and David Feeder, they did their central bank special, and they also covered a lot of
whole stuff as
so
well.
check that out.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first half that I've covered of that stream, Wales. I love the fact that at the beginning you have a disclaimer that you don't want to take too long, and you want it to be concise. And it was 4.5 hours. That was beautiful. Really loved
Trust
it, man.
me,
Thanks.
it could have gone longer. That's the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you really have to understand what I'm trying to do, right? I'm piecing together the reality that people do not see, right? It's very important. There's a reason these things take 4 hours. I can't just sit here and tell you, hey, you're being lied to. Have a nice fucking day. It kind of defeats the purpose, right? Entirely, in my mind. Because if it was that simple, then who gives a shit what I have to say? you can just go YouTube it, right? Pretty straightforward. I mean, what's the point? That's why I have to lay out all of these things, connect all of these dots. It's very easy to just say something, man. It's very easy, but who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck what you have to say, what I have to say? It literally doesn't matter. What matters is what's true, what's verifiably true, and what are they doing that's contra to what's actually true, right? This is what people have to understand. You're getting fucking lied to every day, and you think it's okay. That's wrong. It's not okay, right? And this is why the streams go for fucking hours, bro. It's not for my health or benefit. I don't give a shit. I'm already good. But other people need to understand what's happening because they're being lied to every day, no matter where the fuck they live. And the information I'm relaying applies to everybody worldwide. That's the beautiful part. It's not US specific. When it's US specific, you'll fucking know. Everything I'm saying applies to every country, period. Your ass is being lied to no matter where the fuck you live. The only differentiation is what you're willing to tolerate. Period. I could not live in Japan. I could not live in China. Plenty of Americans disagree with that notion, right? So, again, you have to understand the big picture. In order to think there's somewhere to go, that means you don't understand the big picture, because that means you don't actually see what's going on. Because no matter where you look, there is no freedom of anything, period. Look at Japan. The average workday there is 12 motherfucking hours, and they're proud of that shit. That's fucking stupid, bro. Straight up. Like, I don't give a fuck what the societal structure is there. It's stupid. Being a slave is stupid. I think we already went through that over here, no? Right? So it's things like that. Have to be aware of the facts, man. It's very easy to get lost in TV and all the bullshit they want you to see. But all of that shit is fake. Very important you understand that. It's TV programming.
So you're telling me that our taxes don't go to make our life better?
No, they do not. And if you're not aware of that, then I can't help you. But that's what my streams are all about. They clearly lay out everything in detail. There is nothing missing. There is nothing that I'm missing that you cannot find to show you that you're being played, that you're being treated and talked to and dismissed like you're a fool. Every citizen is under the same treatment, period. Doesn't matter where they are. It's very important that people understand that. I don't stream to talk, right? I stream because the information I'm relaying is important. I don't need to relay it. It's all out there, and I put everything there for you to see. So let's just get started with the disclaimer. The information displayed in this broadcast is known to cause increasing amounts of FOMO. HexAsians and their guests are not responsible for your puny, wet paper mache hands. We just can't help you there, right? Stake accordingly. First 505 days, Bitcoin 0. And what we're doing is comparing the return streams between Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Hex, along with the T-shares over the first 555 days, respectively, of each asset. I guess you can call that each product. Right now, T-shares are at 16,331 rounding up. The Hex index is at 9,269 rounding down. Ethereum index is at 597 rounding down. Well, Bitcoin is still waiting for day 562. We're getting there. We are getting there. Post payday, 166 days so far. We are 388 on the index rounding up. First, second, and third halvings are 937 rounding up, 123 rounding up, and 151 rounding down, respectively. And as always, be cognizant of the fact that post big payday, we bounced off the 256% support area. So again, the price is staying true to its logarithmic nature, right? Which is log base 2, which is why I always focus on these values between, all the base 2 powers. I don't need to go through them. You guys see it. We are 59% behind the first halving, 260% behind the second, 156% behind the third. And T-shares versus Ethereum and Bitcoin. As always, Ethereum is the pink line, which is at 12%, and Bitcoin is at 0.6%. And we are, this is always holding value. And this chart is really the most boring chart, but at the same time, it's the best chart. Why? Because it's showing you that no matter what happens, you're good. Literally. The only way this chart completely reverses course is if T-shares just stop, like if it just stops working, right? Like what could cause T-shares to go to zero? I actually don't know. I'm guessing it's the code. Like I have no idea. So here we have the T-shares in dollar terms, 10,000 hex in dollar terms, the APY and the T-share rate. And all of this data is as of last night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got an APY of 37.83%. With a T-share rate of 17,633 hex, and this is with respect to the dollar cost for the T-share at the time and the cost of 10,000 hex at the time, which at the time was 201.52, and I think we're probably $10 higher by now for 10,000 hex. So I think that's like a cent in dollar terms. Let me see here. 2.107. So yeah, 2.11 cents, or yeah, 2.11 cents. So I mean, you know, this is probably 380 or something like that T-share. So this is probably gonna make the T-share rate probably in the same vicinity because it's the same numbers, right? And this is just a ratio. So again, you know, the T-share rate is there to do what it's supposed to do. The values are going to fluctuate with respect to the dollar, right? Very important to understand that because the T-share rate is what it is. Hex, however, and the T-share dollar value are going to fluctuate with respect to that dollar valuation and whatever the market does with respect to that, not tied together. Here we have the payout per T-share sum line, which is at 1,918.2 hex. So if you've been staked with one T-share since inception, this is how many hex that one T-share has generated from that point in time. The hex index is again at 9,269, rounding. Give me a second, guys. All right, rounding down. And again, the important thing to note here is that price is staying in tune with the value proposition, which is the payout per T-share sum line. Why? Because this is what determines, right, the value proposition at T-share rate, right? And it determines what the payout is going to be in conjunction with how much you actually hold as a percentage of the pool, right? And this payout per T-share sum index line is letting you know what the return streams have been since day one for one T-share with respect to percentage returns. So 1,739x. Yeah. Right. One. This is what that is in percentage terms. So the next time somebody tells you staking is boring, you say good luck to you. You can't help anybody that's that slow when the math is in their face. What are you supposed to do? Yeah, forget about it. So the payout per T-share index has increased fivefold from 1 to 5, basically is what this number is telling us. The daily payout index is letting us know that the system has increased 172x since inception. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have yet to see a farm system or a staking system that generates this kind of payout without having to fleece anybody. If you don't know what fleecing is, it's called taking your money without you wanting it to be taken. All right, so here we have the hex payout metrics. This is just a straight data that we have from go.hex.com. And here we have the payout per T-share as of last night for 5.789 hex per T-share. The daily payout was an aggregate 63.922 million hex. And the total T-shares at the time in the pool were 11.04 million trillion shares. And again, I just want to highlight how we're slightly more elevated above the 10 million trillion share line. And this is also causing a slight downward slope in the payout per T-share and the daily payout per share. But what you guys have to realize is this number is going to change with respect to what's happening here. And it's a little confusing right now because it's still all brand new and the bond math has to catch up. But we also have to realize that when we were talking about this dip a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, right? My story was, well, okay, we had this pop, we had this drop. T-shares were clearly stayed the same. So I hypothesized that the valuation would increase in the future. And what ended up happening is that we actually ended up getting an all new time adjusted hex price. And again, this is all with respect to one T-share 1 hex, right? Because hex itself is this, right? It's the cost of 10,000 hex, or the T-share rate is the dollar cost of the T-share divided by the dollar cost of 10,000 hex. And this is where you get that T-share rate, right? So you have to remember it's like a circular system. One is keeping the other in check, and the T-share rate is there to make sure they don't deviate, right? So you have the dollar cost of the 10,000 hex, the dollar cost of the T-shares, but this line is there to ensure that these values don't get out of whack, right? Because even though they do at times, and this is perfect proof when we went from what 0.3 all the way to 2 cents, I think it was, after big payday until the end of the year, right? Like that was clearly a move that happened too fast, right? And this delta, this gap we see between the T-share rate and the T-share in terms of dollars is letting us know that this is why we had that pullback, and this is why we had the pullback again. We went up, pulled back again. But now the question becomes, well, we have more value in the system now, a lot more value in the system, right? So the question becomes, what's going to happen now that we've retested previous support, probed the new areas, and have tested and bounced up from that level? Because that's important, right? It's easy to just flop around, go up, go down, but when something is moving around, flopping around, and it comes and stops and makes a pivot, like it did here, like it did here, like it did here, right? It's very important to trace why it stopped back to where it stopped, to where the most recent resistance or support area is at, right? So what do I mean? For the big payday dip, we see that the most recent high that coincides with this specific price level, not anything that's breached it, right? We don't care about these motions right here. Like we see that price came, probed it, and reversed. But what we want to highlight is what's happening here. Why did it stop here? And it stopped here because of this price action here. This was just value building over time. This is what consolidation means. This is what accumulation looks like. Very, very distinctive from what people think, which is this, right? That's not real. That's just something that happens because valuation is so cheap that people jump in because they have no choice, right? And this is, I know it doesn't make sense, but trust me, it's this term in finance called fill or kill. What does that mean? When you're placing a trade on the floor, or even in an order book, I guess nowadays electronically, even though it's entirely stupid, but whatever. I guess it depends how they code it. Fill or kill order is it happens now or it doesn't happen, period. Like that's it, literally at that instant in time or whatever the parameters of them being. If you see X, Y, Z, fill or kill. And if that doesn't happen, then you just let it go. So this is what this type of move is. It's a fill or kill move. And how do I know? Because what you're seeing is you're seeing size enter the market. Well, how do I know it's size? Because you don't get this kind of move without there being size involved. This is how we know, because it was too vertical. This lets you know it's accumulation. This lets you know it's size, right? And that doesn't mean there's no size entering here. What it means is that the size that entered here was so gargantuan, proportionally speaking, that it catapulted the price higher. That's basically what I'm trying to highlight here. So what we see here is that the dollar cost of hex, 10,000 hex, stopped, right? And look at where it stopped. The math does not lie. Look at where the T-share stopped. The math does not lie. Now, we have to remember, there's a reason these are diverted. Right? T-shares are always and should always outpace the cost of 10,000 hex until, as we've discussed before, the T-share rate becomes so expensive that now the hex dollar cost for 10,000 has to outpace the T-share rate. But that only happens once we cross the Rubicon where the T-share rate is straight deflationary because there's only so many shares that can now be generated by the system because the T-share rate is so expensive, right? Because you have to remember that this costs, acquiring a share, a single T-share, costs $355 as of now, right? This number is going to change over time. So what's the percentage difference between what's happening in the T-shares and what's happening in the dollar cost of Hex? Well, let's find out. 355 minus 201 equals 154 divided by 201. That's 76% delta. Now, why do we care about that? Well, we care about that because you have to remember the T-share dollar cost is about the future value. Future value. Now, what's the time lag? Hard to say, right? Because the future is always untold. It's always unwritten until it's written. Now, what does that mean? It's Monday or Tuesday, depending where you're at on the planet. And right now, we see that this is the cost. What happens if some entity comes in and just buys, I don't know, $5 million worth of Hex, $1 million worth of Hex, something crazy, right? This is going to totally skew all of this data, all of it instantly, right? But what does that mean? That means we could get a move like that, right? But then what happens is that we get this drawn out after effect because we traverse time too fast. This is what that means. So when you get that type of move, it makes sense, right? And then we had this same scenario here. And again, the value is accruing over time. So the longer the T-share rate is around, right, the bigger the moves are going to be because price has to always catch up to the value proposition. This is why we had price go and touch 128 on the dollar cost here, 256 for the T-shares on the dollar cost here, right? And then it came back and retraced. So it's just about respecting those values, those power values for the log-based 2 system. They're real, clearly real. Otherwise, price would not react to them, right? Like here we go again, real. 32, real. 16, it just blew right through it. Came back, tried to retest it, didn't even get a chance. Like just 4, 8, blew right through it. 2, tested it, right? And it's all these things. Went to 4, came back, tested. Like these things are real, guys. Like this is why I can sit here and be like, yeah, this is true. Nobody can refute this, no matter what they say. All right, from our point, because this is always going to be the case. No matter how you look at Hex, these numbers will always line up, right? We're looking at a return stream, right? Here, we're also looking at a return stream, no dollar cost. But here, we're looking at the dollar cost. And holy fuck, wouldn't you just be like, this is crazy. Who's lying? Nobody's lying. The math is letting you know what time it is, right? Because here we went from dollars to percentages in the previous instances. So you have to respect it. If you don't, you will pay the cost. And that's just simple as it is. So it's important to understand that the system builds value over time. This is what I'm trying to highlight. And what we might not see ASAP, you're going to definitely see it eventually. And this is what this chart is about, right? When we looked at what price did here, look at where Hex was. But look at what the payout per T-share was and the future valuation was. And look at how long it took us to get to that point, right? But then the question becomes, okay, well, the spread was small during this point in time, and we kind of zoomed up to catch up to that, right? Like we had this small spread here, this small valuation disconnect. This is what this is. This is a valuation disconnect because this spread is letting you know Hex is cheap because you're able to acquire that income at a small cost with respect to the value of a T-share and the cost of Hex. So ultimately, what I'm trying to explain is that this shit here is going to happen again. whether you wanted to or not. Not relevant. And you guys know I never wanted to because I always want to buy as much Hex as possible. But you have to understand, this is happening again. Just this way. And longer and more drawn out. So what happens when somebody comes in with their fill of kill orders? Oh, well, it's going to change everything. And it's going to change it very quickly. Because you guys got to realize, these data points are what matter. Marketing, I'm sorry, but that shit is not what pays the bills. And if it does, then you're running a fucking scam. Hint, hint. So, as always, that's all I got for you guys. 551%, 17.27. You take your pick. And also realize this is where we are. Very, very early on. So, that's all I got. If you guys want, I could skim over my little macro central bank stuff. But again, it's better if you go back and watch it because that was 4 hours for a reason. Very detailed information, very useful. Find out what's going on because they're not hiding anything, right? Like, here's the information. This is their data, not mine, right? BIS, their data, not mine. Their data, not Atlantic Council. Now, if you don't know who the fuck the Atlantic Council is, Harvard Kennedy School, look at what this chart is about, or this graphic is about. I just want to talk about this for 2 seconds because, these are American institutions, number one, both of them. This chart, however, was not made for America. So how did they get these sources? Because China likes to act like they don't have anything or want anything to do with the West. But yet they're using the data. So where'd they get it? Right? Now, something I want to also highlight is just the CBDC. Now, the central banks have been acting like they want nothing to do with crypto for however long. But here you go, 8 months ago is proof that they were already doing their research while they were telling you crypto is dangerous and you shouldn't touch with it. And you shouldn't touch it and all of that good stuff. And here it is 2 months later, how things have changed. Now, you'll have to go and look at the charts yourself. I really don't want to spend too much time on this here because this isn't what the stream is about. But I just really want to highlight how much they lie to you while you sit there and want to believe the bullshit that they tell you. Like, seriously, pull head out of rear, put face in paper, in text, in digital text, whatever you got to do. But understand they're lying to you every fucking time. Every time they open their mouth, they're lying. Period.
Hey, Wales, on the next slide, there are 3 countries that apparently have canceled their digital currency effort. Why would a country go into it and then cancel it?
That's a good question. I have no idea. Right? Because you have to know, like, look at this country, Uruguay. What economic trade is there? Why are they even piloting it?
Well, they got, don't they have, I guess, blueberries in Uruguay?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, China, I get, right? Sweden, I get. Ukraine, I don't get. I mean, we know what's going on in Ukraine, and if you don't, figure it out. Qatar, I get. Right? Like, these are all draconian. I mean, Saudi Arabia not being on this list is weird to me because they're clearly going the China route also. Because nobody's there to stop them. As far as I can see it right now, nobody's there to stop them. However, look at what's happening in the U.S. Look at what's happening in Russia.
Research.
Certain regions of Africa, Turkey, Iran, Afghanistan. I think this is Afghanistan. Yeah, India. Right? Like, these people are lying to you to your face every single time they run their mouth. And you want to sit here and ask questions about what's real and what's not, you better start realizing that nothing is real fucking fast. And you're giving them everything because they want you to think you have to. Now, if you don't know what a Freedom of Information Act is, look it up. I straight up prove to you that they lie to you with nothing but misinformation, that the courts are complicit. And mind you, U.S. Supreme Courts, not jurisdictional, not local, not state courts, but supreme, meaning federal. Whales don't lie. Whales gives you the facts. I don't got time to talk about bullshit. You got to understand, these people lie to you all day. Federal Act, right? Federal Act of, now, hold on. How was the first central bank created? The first central bank was created by enacting an act. This is how they are all created. In the US, there have been 3 central banks, really 4, but let's just go with 3. The question is why? Why has it been tried and dismissed 3 times if it works so well and if it's such in our best interest? Right? Why? Makes no sense for something to start and stop 3 times. And this is not including the present day. This is just prior to the present day. So, go watch that stream. Educate yourself. I'm not here to put any red pills in your mouth. I'm here to share what the fuck is going on. You either want to keep getting fucking rammed in the ass or you don't. That's on you. I can only share what's true. It's on you to go verify, because I can tell you it's true all day. I can tell you what I think and what I know all day. But what you have to understand is it doesn't matter what I think and what I know. What matters is whether you see it or not. Because me telling you is only doing but so much. I've been telling people this shit for 20 fucking years. It means nothing, clearly. So what has to happen is that people have to do their own research, spread the information amongst themselves, educate each other, help each other become educated. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, you're not supposed to be giving us your money. What? No, it's a fucking scam. Everything is a scam. Government on down. Governments don't run themselves. Clearly, they do not run themselves. Go watch my stream. I will clearly point out that they do not run themselves without saying it. Like, look at what they're doing in your face. They don't hide shit. They don't hide anything. So if you think you understand what's going on, you do not. If you think you have to do certain things, you're wrong. You do not. And unless you read and educate yourself, you're just going to be like everybody else. And I highlight a very good point in my stream that I did yesterday from when I first entered the military. This is just how they do people, right? They make you think that you have to do certain things. What's going on here? When you don't, right? That's how they lie to you. They make people think they have to do certain things when they actually don't. You don't, right? And the only reason you know that is if you know the actual rules. If you don't know the rules, you're not gonna know. And I shared a experience from when I was my first days in the military that made me think, well, what the fuck is going on? And I always think about it for that exact reason. And I guess I might as well share it so people don't have to go back. But when I was first entered the military, you had a group of people that there's this onboarding period where it's 2 weeks. And the onboarding period, they treat you like shit because you don't know better. But then there would be certain people that would be like, hell no, you can't treat me like this. And the rest of us would look at them like they were fucking crazy. But guess what? They got the fuck away with it because they were right, well within their rights to do that. And if you do not know your rights, well, they're going to lie to you left and right. And this is what they do. This is what they do. Please go watch the Central Bank special. You're missing out if you have not watched all of my streams, because all of my streams are to lead you to where you need to see and what you need to see, that you're being lied to. I'm not here to red pill you. I'm here to show you you're being lied to. It's on you whether you want to acknowledge that or not. I can't tell you what to do. I can sure as hell show you what the fuck they're doing, though. And I'm doing it. It's on you whether you want to see it or not. If you have questions, I can share any answers that I can maybe relay. But at the end of the day, you have to make your own determination. You have to make your own assessment. Clearly, everything is in front of your face. On you to acknowledge it or not. And that's really all I got, guys. Because I can keep harping on that shit.
Yeah, I dropped a link in a couple of times in the chat, so to the central bank special.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
thanks for that.
Yeah, definitely go watch it, guys, because Everything you think is real, everything you think is true is not. Everything. And I'm going to do an
Speaking of what
inflation. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Speaking of the new truth, I'm really interested to know about, and then you did mention it quite in good detail on your 4.5-hour stream. But I really want to know where you think Pulse is going, what kind of impact it's going to have, and everything about that, and also what play you would consider to be the optimum one, knowing what you know today. And I know we don't have a lot of information, but I want all that answered by whales only.
Well, so I think it's a FOMO. It's a day one situation. It's a day one FOMO situation. Why? Because we already know that the coin is going to be deflationary, and that's important because that means that once that coin is released, the reality is going to be one that people that like hard money and like to talk that supply talk, right? Because they don't understand bonding curves and they're afraid to go educate themselves. Well, they're not going to have a retort to Pulse, and whether it's a scam and all this bullshit, like they're not going to be able to do all the stupid crap that they did with Hex because it's not as eloquent as Hex. It's just a straight up coin, fixed supply, deflationary, 0% inflation, and good luck to you if you don't get in day one. And the reason is because it's going to be the way I'm seeing it as of right now. It seems like it's going to be a VC type situation where you're going to have a launch phase where early entrants can get in, no price. So the price is going to ultimately be dictated at the end of a launch phase when everything is in the system, tabulated and calculated, because it seems like everything is going to be allocated with respect to the sacrifice address, right, from that perspective. So what that means is you're going to have people getting getting Pulse with respect to whatever they sacrifice on that day. And then on top of that, when you enter, right, the whatever it is to swap whatever for Pulse or to get Pulse, whatever it is it ends up being, right, like that's going to be the cheapest rate every point in time for the first few days, right? Because if I remember correctly, I think Richard said he'd do like a 3-day period of time or maybe 7 days where the allocations are the same. They're just different with respect to what you put into the pot. So it's like the payout per T share. You're going to get paid with respect to what you own in the system. So, this is going to be completely different. People are not going to understand that. So if you want to really take advantage of people's ignorance, you must A, FOMO in on day one, B, not stop FOMOing in until you can no longer FOMO in, because you have to realize, just like most stocks, once they hit the public market, which is what's going to happen after launch phase, this is the equivalent. You're never going to see that price again because that price is happening off the books. You don't see it because you're getting allocated as an insider prior to this coin hitting the market, right? So you really, really want to take advantage of that initial launch phase, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind, especially if you really want to be a whale in this system. Day one is going to be very, very important. Very, very important, because you have to remember also that he's categorically making things more expensive as time passes on. And I think it's to the tune of 4.2% for every $1 million. And it sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's not. That price could easily jump 12, 15% on day one, because there are a lot of people that are really aware of what's happening. And there's more people that are not looking to miss the boat like they missed on Hex. And this includes the haters, believe it or not. So, I hope I answered your questions, but yeah, I think it's like really, really a day one. Like you just can't half step on that day.
Day one, minute one, basically, right?
I mean, I don't think you really have to time it like that, because I don't think the price, because it's gonna be I think it's gonna be a lockstep for like a step function where we hit that value. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't think it'll go down to the minute level. Yeah.
You think so? I'm not sure. I don't know.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah. And hold on. Sorry, guys.
He's got his scooter problem going by his window. That's great.
Yeah, I live in the freaking outback apparently. Yeah, you guys hear it. I mean, I live in one of the busiest.
The lawnmower scooter. Yeah.
Yeah, I live in one of the busiest areas in New York City, and it doesn't sound like it when you hear all these freaking vehicles driving by. Like it's like I live on a fucking drag strip. It's ridiculous. But yeah, like it's definitely a day one scenario. It's not like Hex where you're gonna have time. I don't see this being the case here. You're really gonna have to act fast in this case. That's just how I see it as of what we know right now. No, not like the AA. This is not going to be like the AA. This is going to be a situation where the dollar amount that's entered into the system is what's going to ratchet up the price. Now, as I think about it, I don't think we're going to be able to see, I don't think we're going to be able to see exactly what the valuation is over time. Like let's say there's 2 million in the pot. Like how are we going to know there's 2 million in the pot? Right before it hits the 4 million number or whatever. Hard to say. I don't know exactly how that's going to work out. That's more of a technical perspective of things. But be ready. Definitely be ready.
Hey, I have a question about the 4.2%. And this goes for Vince and anybody else that wants to answer this. The way that Richard first did the kind of thought experiment, right, for people to comment on the tweet. Or sorry, on the Telegram chat. He said that it could be 56x by day 30, which would assume that 4.2% would be compounded over time. Do you see that as compounded or just simple addition of 4.2% for the principal?
Oh, that's a good point.
If so, it's far more severe of an incline then.
I initially thought it was simple interest or a simple percentage increase, but
I don't think it could get up to 56x by day 30 if it did.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's 160%, right? I mean, you got to remember we're starting at zero more than likely or close to it. So 560x isn't that far fetched, right? When you're starting from zero. When you go from 0 to 0.000001, that's 100% or whatever percent it ends up being, right? So I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say because it really depends on the starting price.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing that we just don't know yet. Like
we think,
we think we know that it's going to be close to zero, but we don't actually know. Now, personally, what I hope for is more time. I would like to be able to acquire more dry powder.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Sure. That's one thing I wish or I hope Richard takes into consideration. I understand he has a timing. Like I understand this is all timing, right? Like timing is everything, and with everything that's going on in the crypto world right now, it needs pulse more than it needs anything else. But as a person that's interested in bettering his own situation, I would definitely like more time to acquire capital for the sacrifice phase, because that's really what's going to be able to allow people, I think, to get that whale status in a more secure fashion. But depending, assuming nothing changes between here and that point in time. But I don't know. We'll see. Time would definitely be something I would ask for. If I had if I could ask for one thing, right? Like if Richard asked, like, hey, what do you guys want? I'd be like, more time, please. But that's it. Besides that, hard to say. All of those things are going to be kind of design related. So I don't know.
I'd ask for a PowerPoint slide or two. I don't think we've ever gotten that, and it's always just like, read between the lines, and we always make mistakes, but or I do. I want to articulate this effectively to the viewers.
Yeah, I think we all do. We all just try to learn, right, as we go along. This stuff is not easy. So we stream together and all of that. Like I've learned more after streaming than I did beforehand. So that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Hey, and Wales, one more thing. I mean, I noticed on your stream you said something about don't give up your hex by any means, because then you're screwed on both sides. And David also confirmed that, right? You don't want to.
Oh, right.
You don't want to
So what we were
sacrifice your hex. Yeah.
no.
So what-
We were specifically talking about were emergency end staking to sacrifice.
Right,
hex.
exactly. So
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
emergency end stake to free up hex to sacrifice
Correct.
it. That would be a
Yeah,
lose.
that seems like the dumbest move you could make.
The dumbest, right?
Yeah.
Right,
And
but
again, go ahead, Papa.
But the opposite, I mean, that's confirmed. We all agree on that. But the opposite is, would you consider that the staking now still standard on ETH is still a good idea?
Yes, because here's the thing. It depends what you ultimately want to do, right? If you want to maximize your T shares, yes. If you want to maximize your pulse acquisition, no. That's the way I would view it. And the reason why is because the T shares are going to be duplicated. So you want to stake your hex now if that's your goal. If your goal, like my goal is going to ultimately be to acquire as much pulse as possible because I missed the boat with hex. So
Sure.
I have my T shares. I don't have enough T shares, obviously, but my goal is to ultimately get as many T shares as possible. So I already have X T shares in the system. So for myself, given my financial situation, what makes sense for me is to have hex readily available to sacrifice for pulse once the day comes, strictly because I don't care to sacrifice anything else. I'm not pumping anybody else's bags. Whatever Richard ends up doing with those coins, not my problem, because I know I want hex. It's true, but I also do want pulse, right? So,
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
yeah, keeping that thought in mind. You know, it's like that's the way I see it. I want to get liquid hex so I can buy as much pulse as possible. I think for me, right, because I missed the early on boat, I think I'm better suited trying to become a pulse whale than I am trying to acquire more T shares at this point in time. Because if I take whatever coin, like I don't know how the math is going to be, but if it ends up being where X value is replicated, whatever X value ends up being, you know, one X for 10,000 pulse, I think is more than worth it to acquire 10,000 pulse for what's going to be probably the best infrastructure in crypto for the foreseeable future. Because what we've been waiting for, and me and David talked about this last night also, we've been waiting for since the start is interoperability between chains. That's been the selling point for all these BS chains, all these shit chains since day one. And I coined that term last night on my stream also. So you guys can start using that one as well. Shit chains, because they're out there. Because we've been waiting for interoperability since day one of the blockchain game.
I imagine some bling held together with turds. That would be the shit chain. I like that. I got that idea.
Yes.
Are you sure you want to be associated with coining the phrase shit chains, Wales? Really? Seems like you would want to blame that on someone else. Let's say that Vince came up with it.
Oh yeah.
Well, think about it like this: some brown diamonds and some white diamonds on some yellow gold.
Oh damn it! Polish that up, why don't you? Damn.
Just had to go there.
That's what we're talking about, right? I mean, we've been waiting for Ethereum since it came out to do what Richard is doing in a few months.
Almost spelled right. Scheiße chains.
Yeah. Scheiße chains.
Sounds really nice in the guttural German.
I should have said it in German. Yeah, it's better than shit chains.
Das ist ein Scheiße chains.
Scheiße chains is much better.
Unser beer market.
The beer market. Yeah.
Shout out to Crypto Sparkbug, to the Crypto Sparkbug gang. They're hilarious.
Crypto Lion und Starbucks. Starbucks.
Oh man, too funny. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think that's how I look at it. I'm trying to get as much pulse as possible because at the same time, all that pulse is going to allow me to get more hex, right? So, you got to really make a choice, and that's what it's about. If you're like me, that you missed the early boat in hex, I think this is your opportunity to acquire more hex by B, acquiring as much pulse as possible. Because you have to realize you don't actually, as of right now, we can presume that that's a smart move because we know that it's probably going to be cheaper than hex when it comes out. Why do I say that? I say that because what we're looking at with pulse is a fixed supply, right? So when it comes out on day one, that's it. No more coins being minted. The only time that you're going to have any selling pressure is when somebody actually liquidates pulse. But we have to realize there's so many hexagons in this that, the early move is going to be straight up, not sideways, not chopping around. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's the way I view it. I think that's kind of the smart thing to do. But as of right now, that's the best guess that I have.
I think as time goes by, we'll get more clarity and we'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure, we'll have a lot more
I
stuff
think so
to
as
talk
well.
about, next week and probably the week after. So,
yeah. Like I would personally be shocked if he could pull off the 2 weeks. But again, it's just a sacrifice phase, so maybe that doesn't matter as much. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Interesting times indeed.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wanted to ask, do you think the sacrifice stage, I suppose, whatever day 1 or 0 is, would be the snapshot day?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't know, do we?
Yeah, we don't know. That's a hard one because that's the big question. For all we know, it already happened.
When you say snapshot day, do you...
For the airdrops and I suppose minting of pulse.
Wouldn't that happen at the end of the sacrifice phase, though?
Yeah, it's supposed to be at the end.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, but you can take the snapshot at a different timing and disperse the coins at a different timing. You don't do it there and then. Oh, look, we don't know. I'm just speculating.
Yeah, not sure.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard call to make. That's the thing. Like,
yeah,
that's why I just look at things plainly. It's straightforward to see that right now with the information we have, certain moves are smarter to make than others. Like, what happens if everything completely changes? And what makes sense now is no longer what makes sense with respect to what I just said 2 minutes ago. And entirely plausible. And it's just about being aware of that because things can just change at the drop of a dime.
Yeah, for sure.
Bala was saying on the chats, maybe Richard's already taken the screen, not screenshots, but the snapshot.
I think not.
Why would he take
no? Yeah, I think not because ERC20 token exchange stuff would be like at the speed of light all over the world. You wouldn't want to take it so early and without any fanfare. Otherwise, you're squandering your marketing.
But in saying that, go ahead. Sorry, Vince.
Oh well, I was just had an idea that popped up in my head where he could help Hexicans kind of double dip if he took 2 snapshots, one for the hex balances we have now, and then another one at the end of the sacrifice phase to account for all the stuff that we sacrificed to get hex, and that way when say Pulse gets created and we get our Pulse hex copy, will have the amount of T-shares that we had, T-shares and liquid hex we had before we decided to sacrifice any of our liquid hex, and that way we would we would preserve more of our hex going into Pulse.
Yeah, but that would screw up the whole the whole.
But
circular
yeah, I don't know if he would
right.
want to do that because if word got out, people would accuse him of favoring Hexicans to
It's
way much.
correct. Because
Yeah.
he did say he didn't want to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it would also break
so-
the circulating supply on the other side. Why would you
Exactly.
want to do that?
Yeah. That would screw things up a little bit. So I don't.
But
think
in Vince's world, he's a Poseidon in both lands. I know what you're thinking, Vince.
Whale of Whittier.
The whale of Whittier.
Whatever happens, Vince, you're paying for my hotel for the Asian meet. Just so you know, it's like, I don't know.
Deal.
100,000
Among
a night
other
or something.
things. Yeah. Among other things. Mhm.
Yeah, it's on me.
Oh man, let me put these. I mean, we're living in an interesting time, guys. We're living in interesting times, and we're gonna benefit in a very great way, very great way. And I think that this is something that even if you mess it up, you'll be all right. Like, this is what I honestly think, because it's very easy to just do the right thing. And I think this is what I think. I think Richard is trying to find the most easiest way to have people be able to interact, to just benefit, right? Because that's how you increase mass adoption, really. Is by making things simple, by making things straightforward, but not obvious, right? Because we don't, like you just said, we don't want everybody to be like, oh, this is easy money, right? Because then it messes everything up. Because that's why a lot of things fail. When you make it too easy, there's nothing there. Like, it's just whatever. You know what I mean? So you gotta be cognizant of that. The difference between what's what between and what is. But yeah.
Just a thought, just before I think Richard intentionally makes stuff vague because you maybe just think about it, like if you're an exchange and you'd be like, oh, hang on, he's going to penalize all the exchange or addresses and all the whales or whatever in the top 1,000, 100,000 wallets or whatever. They just completely just do a complete split and they get the benefit and dump on top of our heads. Any thoughts?
But that's usually how it works.
Yeah.
That's usually how it works. Let me see something.
I think first and foremost, he keeps things vague to, stay above SEC security law. So.
Oh yeah.
For sure. But
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, right? He gives us as much as he can, but he can't. Like, it's on us to decipher all of this stuff.
Yeah. Coded speech.
because he can't, as the person that's out here like front running, or not front running, but being the front man for all of this stuff. There's only so much he can say without being like, oh, you guys are just trying to set these people up, right? When that's clearly not the case.
Yeah. I think he has to be even more careful when it comes to Pulse, because as he has said before, it's going to be an ongoing project and not complete like Hex. So yeah.
Right. That's also true because it's infrastructure. Completely different. Infrastructure is always getting improved, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I do need to change my bladder bags. Do we care for a
Good one,
right? Oh, look, I'm probably telling my ex now. Oh,
Get a
that's
bottle.
it, FOMO diaper. Jesus.
Get a bottle.
Oh,
Catheter.
Catheter. Catheter.
I've been peeing as we've been speaking.
Get some dignity.
Or just
My
pinch it into a
dignity.
Ziploc bag.
Get some dignity. Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Extra large size. You note that? That's for whales.
Yeah. Actually, really funny about the extra large. I think I grew I don't know. I don't know if this is considered an upgrade or a
What?
no. So long story short, I'm kind of struggling with myself because I just bought some pants recently and they've gone to XL, and I can't believe it.
God damn it.
Certainly
You're
not
eating
in
too
the. Yeah. You don't look in the mirror and say, "My, I'm smuggling a grape and a banana." You're not looking at that. You're looking at just the basic width of the waistband, right?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's a bit of a shock. And yeah, no, it's just me and the missus. Well, she's trying to buy me a gift actually, which I probably don't mind saying. She wants to buy me a Louis Vuitton belt, of course, whatever. And then they're all out of stock. And then they go, oh, the largest one's like 110 centimeters, I think 110 or 20 centimeters sold out.
No.
Maybe they were all bought up by Richard.
Oh, pfft.
You know what? Middle class. Tell your wife you don't want the belt. You want that little wrist backpack. You want that.
Oh,
that
That's what you
little
want.
pouch. Yeah.
You'll look great on the man because if you're going to the beach, you need your $100,000 watch. You put it in your little. Yeah, don't give a fuck wrist pack. That's a great.
I want man pouch. Yeah.
They actually don't sell that for some reason. I tried to look for it just for laughs and take a photo and some shit. I couldn't find it. It's not there. They don't have it.
No, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Because it's, yeah.
But one thing I want you to remember, and that is Louis Vuitton. I was always under the false impression that they make lots of leather products. And whenever I saw one that was just a coated canvas bag, it must be a ripoff. But if you trace back the history of Louis Vuitton, they own a patent, and they made themselves, Louis Vuitton himself, right, made himself famous because he developed a way for this plasticization of canvas.
Mm-hmm.
So when you buy a Louis Vuitton bag, it may have like leather, pipings and leather bits on the handle, but it is by nature a plastic canvas bag.
Yeah, it's canvas bag.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they charge you a freaking arm and a leg for
Canvas covered with plastic.
Yep.
Well, I suppose there's an element of, where they go, oh, it's hand built, or whatever, or it's,
It's not.
attention to detail or whatever.
It's not.
Okay.
Not
Anyway.
hand built.
I'm going to have to go back to the shop and return that one. It obviously did not fit.
What's it made out of? Is it with a printed LV on it?
It's actually the, actually, you know what? I'll bring it up on.
Or is it just the buckle that's LV?
Oh, no, it's the buckle that's LV, and I think I've got the Daniel one. Hang on, I'll show you. Where is it? Let's go shopping, shall we? Like we...
like good Asian travelers?
Yeah, that's it. Queue up when the tourist bus open the doors and just, fucking clog up Champs-Élysées and whatnot.
There's this outlet in New York called Woodbury. Bus loads of Asians used to get off of that thing back in the day. It was crazy. Bus loads.
I can imagine.
Like, oh my God. And they weren't the only ones, but they were just the ones that outnumbered the most because they're the ones with the money nowadays. So, it is what it is.
Go for the pink. Go for the pink.
Oh,
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that one. Sorry. No. I lied. Where is it? There, that one. No, shit. No.
All right.
No, that one. That's hideous. Sorry. No, you can't go to the office like that.
Oh, geez. What's that thing hanging down there in that orange one?
Oh, just in case you've got a super long penis that needs arresting, maybe.
Of course, you got to wrap that up.
Wrap that up in Louis.
Twirl it around and slip it back in. Yeah, that's good. All right.
It's a shoehorn.
Yeah, that one.
All right. Well, click on that. Let's take a look. How much did you blow on this thing? 1,200
It's about
Australian.
$1,000. Yeah.
$1,000.
another $1,000.
And that is, by the way, that is canvas covered in plastic.
Is it?
All
There
right.
you go.
Think about this. Sneak it. Say thank you, honey. Sneak it back. Get your money back.
Yep.
Go and get that staked and get it ready for
That's
pulse.
what I thought.
All right.
That's what I thought.
Yes. Then you can go back and buy 10 of those by the time
That's
she
what I
notices that
thought.
you're not wearing the crap anymore. Yeah.
Yep. She always complains. Like,
And she'll never
whatever shit I
notice.
buy you- yeah. Oh, you've never used it, so.
Get a standard piece of rope, tie it around yourself a couple times.
And be careful
Tie
not
it
to
in
hang
a
yourself
slip
on the
knot.
neck.
Totally. Just do that, just until pulse, and then everything's fine.
I agree. Yeah, no, definitely.
Louis Vuitton. Come on, guys.
I know.
Sacrifice the Louis Vuitton belt in the sacrifice lobby. Just throw it in there.
Yeah. Oh, burn it in flames or whatever.
Yeah.
No,
I think we should have an animated site. I think there should be something really satisfying about sacrificing. I think that we should have the sacrificial altar on the site, and when you throw it into the lobby, it like shows the tokens going.
Plays
in
a
there,
little
and
animation.
a little guy comes out with a knife and he
Jack the
slits
Ripper or
its throat, and the blood
Oh,
comes down off
God.
the altar.
Should we do something with Hexo? You know, bunga
The
bunga.
bunga bunga.
Yeah, bunga bunga thing.
The
Boom.
cult
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My call meeting.
Comes out and he just has a sacrificial knife and he slices it.
Do you guys remember Indiana Jones? That
Oh yeah, the
that
Temple of
scene
Doom.
where he goes into the
Oh yeah.
the temple, Kalima, Kalima. The guy goes in and pulls out the guy's heart, his beating heart. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
What was that one with the monkey brains? Was it the one?
That's
I think it's the same one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
Yeah, the one in the monkey brains. Yeah.
no
Yeah,
thanks.
And Short Round from Goonies. That was always fun.
Sacrifice. Yeah.
I prefer the more hilarious Pirates of the Caribbean, where Johnny Depp gets tied in and worshipped as their dinner. That would be nice if RG could tie
That
himself
was
up.
funny. That is actually funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was so funny. But anyway. Hey, I did say I want to go for a 4-minute one. I'll just play a little something just with. Hey, does anyone know that Vitalik speaks fluent Mandarin?
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
I'll put
Yes, he
this
does.
one out there.
Yep.
Vitalik, speak Chinese.
我的中文不太好，我可以试试用中文回答。
Charles,
Okay,
are you sure?
I'll try.
OK，那你觉得中国最吸引你的是什么呢？
中国的因为区块链的社区是一直很善良的，有很多的人做很多的有意思的项目。
那文化方面呢？中国文化有没有吸引你的？对。
中国文化是复杂的，也是有意思的。一个比较细节的东西，我在这儿更喜欢的是，在美国和加拿大和欧洲的个饭店，你是每个对，就你点菜的时候，每个人就点自己的菜，然后就只能点自己的，但是在中国的饭店更正常的就是大家都一起点，对，你可以就吃你想吃什么。对，我觉得这个就是有意思的，在西方有很多人说，就是做很多的这种公共的东西和自由是相反的，但是在这个吃饭的方面，就因为饭都是公共的，所以我觉得更自由的，就可以随便吃我想吃的。
You are so special.
我一直觉得这一点是有意思的。
Yeah. What about 好处？
西湖是漂亮的。
你能不能和我们分享一下，就你做这以太坊这几年以来，让你最兴奋的一件事情是什么？然后让你最 disappoint 就沮丧的一件事情又是什么？
最兴奋的事情可能是，最近2年，以太坊的一个生态就变得特别大，成长了很多，所以3年如果发生了什么问题，我每次必须就自己参加，自己想怎么解决。但是现在就总有很多不同的什么的社区的组织，有很多不同的团队、不同的公司。哇 I know the word 公司。No. 以太坊的生态这么成功是一个很开心的事情，不开心的事情可能最大的就是看这些就有很多其他的这些数字货币的社区的这个的最近的方向。就是第一个我是2014年我开始做以太坊的时候，我有在以太坊的社区有很多人喜欢这个项目，觉得是特别有意思，特别想参加，但是比特币的社区都说 no， 你们是骗局，比特币是唯一的货币，你们不要打破我们的垄断。这个以后就那个比特币的那个区块大小的那个战争开始了，然后个比特币的社区是完全分裂了，情况就让我发现。数字货币和做区块链的人的这个文化也有很多的问题，所以我们这个方面我们还是有很多要改善。
哇哦，哇，他中文好好啊。OK。
Wait a minute. Did I just hear him say that in the West, and especially in the USA, people only order their own food at the Chinese restaurant?
Yes, that's what he said.
So he's the smartest dumbass person I've ever met, because in LA, everybody knows you order a lot of dishes and we share them all. What a goon. I don't understand where he came up with that. Was he just like hunting for something to say that was interesting in Chinese? I don't get it.
It seems like he was trying to placate to the crowd, because that shit was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Same in New York, right? Wales, right? New York, you wouldn't just order for yourself at a Chinese. I'll have Kung Pao chicken, please. Just give me that and some chopsticks. That's all I need.
There's this place called Joe Shanghai. Yes, you don't just fucking order one thing. Like, that's the dumb. All right, that it's just like, come on, man, like, you just don't respect yourself at all to say dumb shit like that. Just sad. Like, like, I'm not from China, but I'm pretty sure I can come up with better shit to talk about to a Chinese chick than that.
Yeah.
And I've been with Chinese women, so I know that's a fact. Like, what is wrong with that guy? Like, that shit is crazy.
Well, Vitalik,
what the hell is that?
I don't think Vitalik is exactly that smooth among women.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about smoothness. It's just like a general conversation. Like, what the fuck was that?
That's
all you can tell from the posture, though. So he's obviously, slouched over. And he's looking on the corner. He's not maintaining eye contact. He's just looking on the floor, looking everywhere else.
He's a bit like Dustin Hoffman in a Rain Man.
Yeah, kind of like, like he's afraid to talk to her or some shit.
Wow. No.
We're not gonna bite you unless you wanted to.
Give that boy a sandwich.
That interview goes for 26 minutes. Sorry, just before.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
Please no more.
No more.
So that was the only part where he spoke Mandarin, right? Now the funny part is where I find it really, really funny is, you know, the conversation around the interviewer being an Asian chick will ask him basically what all Asian chicks want. What the fuck do you do with your money?
Yeah, of course.
I've never like, wow, I didn't know that. But I guess it makes sense. That's women in general.
Yeah, I mean, you want security, so like, you know, he's trying to, I don't know, you know, whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
So, Papa,
hypergamy.
Right.
I mean,
I guess some things just don't change regardless of cultures. Yeah.
I wonder. So we've heard some scuttlebutt that, you know, Richard's been reaching out and been reached out to by other large chains and projects. And I wonder if he's even on. Are we even on Vitalik's radar? What do you think?
Hell yeah! You don't see they lowered the gas fees like fucking quick and in a hurry.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence at all.
Today I thought it was an anomaly, but I saw it hit like just a dip down to like 10 gwei today, just for a quick second.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like in the good old days.
Yep.
Yes,
Back in the day, we had single digit.
Yeah, but swap will still cost you $30.
Yeah, of course.
That?
Yeah.
So that float is
That's
bullshit.
cool.
And
stakes.
but sending it from wallet to wallet, at least it's like, or staking, for example. Staking costs. I got to stake in for $8 today.
Yeah.
You know? I'm happy with that.
Right.
Under
$8.
10.
Yeah. And that's still crazy. And that's still crazy expensive.
That's it.
It is. It used to be just a few pennies, right?
Yeah, pennies.
I think you paid. Oh, okay. I know why you paid more, because ETH has gone up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That makes sense. Because
3K.
I did a stake. When did I do a stake? Oh, this was like 4 days ago. I did a stake, and it only cost $1.87.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
because back when during the launch phase, ETH was a couple $100. So yeah, makes sense.
No. Like 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
4 days ago. Oh, okay. But even if it went down under like for under 10 gwei, it will still cost dollars. Yeah, instead of pennies. I don't think we'll see pennies again.
Nah, I doubt that.
No.
Everything's broken, right? Plasma, whatever second layer they're talking about. Just
Yeah.
Oh well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Hey, I was about to say, if there's anyone. Crypto King, say that again.
What's that?
Did you say something, Crypto King?
No, I accidentally brought up a video by.
It was a porno. It's okay.
Is that the one where you get the small chats before the action starts, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's the Amazon delivery man. Yes, take your box over here. Would you like some lemonade?
and it was definitely Crypto King on the video, because I heard his voice.
Totally.
We all heard his
Totally
voice.
No, man, I can take it in for you. I can take it in all the way in.
Oh man. Like, let me get the snake to check those pipes.
I don't need no mask, ma'am. I don't wear them.
That's correct.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's bigger than
funny,
it.
bro.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's thicker than my arm.
Yeah,
Bigger pays better.
Right. Longer and bigger pays better.
Oh boy!
Oh my god!
Taking long and strong.
Papa's affecting us all. But
Let me
Papa's
tell you about
contagious.
pulses.
That's an extra, optional extra.
Oh my
Damn
god!
you, Papa!
Oh my god! That was funny.
All right.
That was funny.
So bad.
All right.
I needed that laugh. I don't think I've laughed like that all weekend. Too crazy.
No, very good. I was about to say, if anyone has any last words that you'd like to say, chat, anyone, we'll probably close it out.
I want to say one thing. I want to say one more thing on the stream is if you guys haven't seen the Wild West Crypto Show with Richard Hart, please check it out and please share that and leave comments, give it a thumbs up. That's getting a lot of attention from the other crypto influencer channels. So check it out.
All right. I know I haven't been able to see it yet, so I'll definitely have to check that one out.
It's only 17 minutes long, so it's a quick one.
Oh, okay.
Quick. All right.
Yeah, pretty short.
Matter of fact, I'll drop it in the chat.
Thanks, bro.
Sweet. Any more public service announcements? If not, I'll close it out.
Thank you for coming, and come
Thanks,
again.
guys.
Thank you, come again. Oh.
Or the classic, which is the one I'm used to. Hurry up and buy. That's a classic one in New York. That's a classic
the one
one in New York.
hurry up and buy?
Get
the fuck out. Yeah.
Hopefully, by the time you see us again, hopefully by the time you see us again, the sacrifice lobby or chamber or altar will not be open yet. Isn't that strange that we're hoping for a little bit more time? But here's hoping, right? One week is too little.
All we can do is hope. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely go talk to your financial advisor if you can find a way to free up funds, sell the kids, sell a kidney, whatever it takes.
Yo, straight up, if I had a connect to sell a kidney, I would. Straight up, not even joking.
Because you would sell
This
it
is
and buy
gonna
it
be a
back.
this is gonna be a life-changing opportunity.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, this is like Hex all over again, only probably better because it's not going to require as much intelligence to understand it, so the returns might happen faster. That's the way I'm looking at it. Could be wrong. But I'm banking on the simplicity of what it's going to be versus what Hex is.
Yep. Just YOLO. You kind of have to YOLO this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, I'll close out a stream, the stream at least, with a YOLO. I think this is important. I found this video. Actually, I will credit this at the end. So this is basically YOLO guys from the Wall Street Bets legends, if you like. So legends of people who basically put their life savings and just completely lost it all. I think this is a good message to close out. So that's not, how you should invest. No professional investor does it this way anyway. And just the amount of noobness in on the Robinhood app and all the other stuff that all the chicanery and all that jazz is it's just horrible.
Yeah, just ape into Pulse. Just
exactly
do that.
Spot on.
Much wiser. Yeah.
No, not financial advice. I should say.
Not financial advice, and don't ape into anything. Enter in after doing your own due diligence. And then just monkey in. How's that?
Monkey in.
Oh, man.
What about...
Went from one branch to the next.
I was thinking of like orangutan or something. No, it didn't. That didn't flow.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as good.
Orangutan in?
Chimpanzee in.
Chimpanzee in.
Chimpanzee in.
Baboon in.
Baboon,
How about don't sloth in, because that could be a little bit too slow.
Well, that might take a while.
Merlion in.
Oh no!
I couldn't hear it. What would you say, Bob? Crypto? Okay.
Merlion in.
Oh no!
Try it again.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
Well, don't be a dolphin. Be a whale. Whatever.
Yeah. Be a whale.
All right. I'll start.
If you're a long-time member of Wall Street Bets like myself, your personal experience with YOLOs is most likely as such. Losing the entire position, or losing the entire position. From infinite money glitches to million-dollar option plays with mere days until expiration, I'll be the first to say that it's going to be difficult to place any of these legendary trades below S tier. Let's start this off right. Control the narrative. How did Control the Narrative become a Wall Street Bets legend? Simple. By exploiting a Robinhood glitch to YOLO $50,000 of borrowed money with no collateral. You heard me right. This legend used a goddamn Robinhood infinite money glitch to borrow $50,000 from Robinhood with only $2,000 in his account. After leveraging his account to meet his personal risk tolerance, Control the Narrative went on to engage in the most famous Wall Street Bets YOLO in history. He bought $50,000 in Apple puts just before they reported quarterly earnings. Unfortunately for Control the Narrative, Apple crushed their earnings and the stock rocketed up in after-hours trading. For our sake, at market open, this legend decided to record his loss live and capture this priceless moment. That's right, losing a quick $50,000 of borrowed money. If you listen very carefully, you can even hear the exact moment that the soul exits the husk. The legend of Control the Narrative is, of course, an undisputed S tier. There is nowhere else on the internet where you can watch stuff like this unfold. Pioneers like Control the Narrative willing to risk everything to entertain us and for a shot at a better life. And for that, Control the Narrative takes his spot with the legends on the S tier. If I was Hayek, though the GameStop fiasco might have you believe that the Wall Street Bets boys are righteous warriors looking to take down the evil short sellers betting against the economy, you could not be more wrong. If you were on Wall Street Bets during the beginning of Corona, you know that there was no lack of degenerates making blood money hand over fist as 401ks evaporated, businesses collapsed, and people waited in the bread lines. One specifically retarded trader known as If I Was Hayek saw the impending crisis before anyone else could. Expecting the downfall of cruises and theme parks, this lucky degenerate dropped $150,000 into puts on Disney and Carnival. Within days of the bat virus beginning to ravage the United States, If I Was Hayek's initial investment rocketed to over $4 million. With that kind of money, he could have taken the coward's way out, investing in an S&P Virgin fund and collecting an easy $200,000 per year. However, If I Was Hayek was far from satisfied, holding his puts with diamond hands. You can probably guess where this story goes. In just a month, stimulus packages, PPP loans, and Jerome Powell's money printer destroyed all of his puts, leaving him with $20,000 in a graph that looked like Satan's erection. Truly hilarious. Despite being a very moving story, If I Was Hayek's trade lacks the incredible backstory of some of the other YOLOs on this list. And for that, I think this trade wins itself a place right in the C tier. Anal Farmer 2. Icarus was so intoxicated by the experience of flight that he flew too close to the sun, his wings melting as he fell into the sea and drowned. Except for Anal Farmer. Those wings were risky out-of-the-money options with 2 days until expiration. Anal Farmer, a mere 19-year-old at the time with $110,000 in his Robinhood account from online business, decided to YOLO all $110,000 on Align Technology call options with merely days until expiration. By some miracle, the next day Align announced accelerated stock buybacks leading the share price to rocket upwards. In 24 hours, Anal Farmer more than doubled his portfolio, making $180,000 and bringing his Robinhood balance to over $340,000 in total. Thinking logically, recognizing his insane luck, and looking from an outside perspective, Anal Farmer realized he couldn't be satisfied with almost $500,000 at 19 years old. So he made a very wise decision to drop $170,000 into SPY puts expiring the next day. In another stroke of insane luck, the next day Mango Man announced new tariffs which tanked the entire market. While most traders were considering going long rope, Anal Farmer was sitting on a $277,000 gain, bringing his total portfolio value to $646,000 at just 19 years old. Intoxicated by the prospect of that $1 million screenshot, Anal Farmer let emotions cloud his judgment. Shortly after making more than $500,000 in less than a week, he decided to YOLO $700,000 into out-of-the-money SPY calls expiring in 1 day. For some of you newcomers who may not understand what that means, that's like incomprehensibly retarded. That means every second the share price is below your strike price, you're literally burning money. And his money did burn. $500,000 in fact, leaving him with $200,000 to lose. And over the next few weeks, he did lose. Approximately $160,000 of his account balance, leaving him with just around $40,000. At this point, down from his high of $750,000, Anal Farmer was left with only 50% of his initial investment. Would that stop him? Of course not. Anal Farmer had developed a plan to regrow his wealth more stably and conservatively that was destined to succeed. What was that plan? To YOLO the remaining $40,000 on call options for a weed stock right before earnings. As you could probably predict, he lost everything. Anal Farmer's YOLO represents a great, wholesome Wall Street Bets YOLO. While the story may not be as remarkable as Control the Narrative or some of the other competitors on this list, it's a beautiful YOLO and we can't help but tip our hats to Anal Farmer and pray that he didn't commit suicide after going dark on Reddit. WSB God. In April of 2019, this diamond-handed degenerate bought $26,000 worth of Tesla 450 Leap call options expiring in 2021. To some of the newcomers, that may not seem completely insane. Keep in mind, however, that Tesla at the time was trading at around $50 per share. By August, WSB God was down 60% on his position. After losing over $10,000, he did what anyone would do if they were mentally slow. He doubled down on his position and held the line. In WSB God's case, he was rewarded. As Tesla mooned through the winter, his initial $40,000 investment grew to over $1.3 million. But of course, that wasn't enough. In January, WSB God bought $120,000 in Tesla calls at the $1,000 strike, expiring in just 2 months. They called him a madman, another delusional autist caught up in the rush of quick gains. What happened? Tesla rocketed to over $900 per share in the next month, bringing WSB God's portfolio value to almost $4.5 million from an initial $40,000 investment. There's some speculation as to whether or not WSB God faked his gains in an attempt to uphold his reputation as the god of Wall Street bets. And for that unfortunate reason, we simply can't offer him a position amongst the true legends. WSB God's YOLO lands himself right in the C tier. If there's one man who has the power to make your calls print, it's Elon Musk, and that was Degula's plan exactly. After maxing out 2 credit cards and a home equity line of credit, Degula planned to sit back with $90,000 in Tesla calls and let Elon blast them to Valhalla during the Cybertruck reveal. Except that didn't happen. On Cybertruck launch day, Tesla stock dropped 4% after hours. The next day, our hero Degula decided to live stream the market open to assess the damage. As you can see, he lost almost all of his money, most of which was borrowed from high-interest creditors. Less than a month after the Cybertruck play, Degula's portfolio was down to less than $30,000, and he was fired from his job. Realizing he needed a more secure job that would give him consistent worry-free W-2 income he could count on, Degula decided to disregard all of that and start day trading options professionally. In December, Degula put his faith in Elon once again, dropping 80% of his portfolio into Tesla 400 calls expiring in March. In just 1 week, Degula made over $80,000 as Elon took Tesla to the moon. In the end, Degula was able to cash out over $200,000 in profit, paying off his many loans as well as his Model 3 before quitting day trading for good. A heartwarming story that taught us an important lesson. After losing a lot of borrowed money, sometimes it makes sense to leave your real job and YOLO options professionally to make it all back. An idea that many members of Wall Street Bets have taken to heart. For a few of them, it's worked kind of. Degula, you win your place in the B tier. There are very few members of Wall Street Bets that are so autistic they force Robinhood to completely change their platform. Irony Man, however, was one. In pursuit of a risk-free arbitrage opportunity, this legend was attempting to trade box spreads. If you don't understand how box spreads work, don't worry. Irony Man didn't know either. All you need to know is that it's what led him to lose over 2,000% of his initial investment. It's also what made Robinhood disable his account and permanently ban box spreads from the platform entirely. This degenerate lost almost 20 times what he initially invested, resulting in this beautiful screenshot and this incredible message from the Robinhood team. It takes a unique trader to lose 20 times their initial investment, change an entire brokerage platform, and get a Robinhood account disabled. Irony Man will forever go down as a legend in Wall Street Bets history, and for that, he takes his place in the S tier. Deep fucking value. How could we possibly make a tier list for legendary Wall Street Bets YOLOs without including the fabled deep fucking value? The YOLO to end all YOLOs. The YOLO that made both Ted Cruz and AOC act like they care about hedge funds screwing retail investors over. A truly iconic moment in Wall Street Bets history. For deep fucking value, his trade began the way most great trades do on Wall Street Bets. The perfect combination of Adderall and testosterone-fueled greed. He invested $50,000 into GameStop Leap call options as the stock tanked to its lowest level in history. With diamond hands, words like negative cash flow and bankruptcy just could not shake this stubborn degenerate, despite many other Wall Street Bets members calling him crazy and retard and crazy retard. Deep fucking value held the line like no other than Michael Burry himself. Fast forward to a few months ago. GameStop started to gain some momentum. New spikes in online sales and strategic partnerships with Microsoft began to drive the share price up. That's when a new theory emerged on Wall Street Bets. One that would revolutionize the GameStop option play. The fabled short squeeze. The idea that when a stock has a high enough short ratio, a rapid upward pressure in share price would cause short sellers to buy back into their positions, causing the price to go up, causing more short sellers to buy back, causing the price to go up, and ultimately causing a chain reaction of complete and utter degeneracy. GameStop's rally to 400 brought Deep Fucking Value's initial $50,000 investment to over $40 million. Now this story isn't over yet. We've seen many great legends let their pride become their downfall. Take Anal Farmer, whose intoxication with the prospect of $1 million blinded him to the fact that he was a complete retard trading options on Robinhood. However, regardless of what happens to Deep Fucking Value's portfolio when this is all over, he has absolutely earned his place among Wall Street Bets legends in the S tier. Each one of these YOLOs has molded Wall Street Bets into the flourishing and vibrant place it is now. To each and every one of the legends on this list, I commend thee. And to the degenerates watching this video, giddy with Robinhood in hand, I wish you nothing but green accounts and